Ep.63 for Damanerds. What's up, everyone? We are here, back in your ears, presenting another, giving you a platform to different types of pros within the kendama world. So you could hear the backstory, some maybe OG days if we're talking to someone who's been playing kendama for 10 plus years, and that might be the case for today. But before we get started, we're the hosts. My name is MJ, and over on the other side of the world, hanging out in the van, jamming it all the time, we got Dama.
What's going on, nerds? It's a pleasure to be here as always in the virtual studio, nerding out, going deep, getting into those little nitty-gritty details of the OG days. For me, today is November 8th, Wednesday, November 8th. Shitty rainy day in Vancouver. It is, what the fuck is the date today? It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday the 7th?
Oh, hey.
8th.
We'll confuse you all the 8th because I'm 8th. Thursday, the 9th.
Oh, perfect.
11 a.m. Thursday.
13th year of Sander?
15th year of Sander.
15th year of Sander. I suck. 15th year of Sander. I'm a bad nerd. 15th year of Sander. All right, that's enough of that. But let's we got another guy sitting in here just waiting to fucking, I can see him just itching. We got the one.
Yeah.
The only Lyndon Whalen. A dog himself.
Representing Soul Kendamas as well as the Grande squad. Squad.
Soul, Grande.
Soul.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe you guys let me on here. I appreciate it.
Of course, but it's only a matter of time.
Man. Yeah. You were in it was only a matter of time. It all came to fruition.
And here we are.
yes. And, as we've said in past episodes, it's all up to pretty much which kendama player is up and ready to hang out with us for a few hours, get nerdy, because as all kendamers go, and many people, it's the schedules can be tough.
Yeah, it's Wednesday and Thursday at the same time, but
we got three time zones going right now.
Yeah, exactly. But here we are. We made it.
Episode 63, Lyndon Whalen.
63. Hells yeah. Why don't we just, let's just kick it. Let's start from the beginning. Lyndon, what got you into kendama? When did you start kendama? Give me the backstory.
How old were you? Comparing yourself to now? How old are you? Could this been a child of yours? When I started kendama, man, looking back, I could be my own child, right? This is my father. You know what I'm trying to get to? Is this Inception for everybody?
Yeah, no. You're like, you've already lived a lifetime. Yeah, you've lived a lifetime and can raise your kendama self.
Did some nerd research, Lyndon, and I found your first video up on YouTube 10 years ago. A 4-minute video, but the whole video is actually 10 minutes long, but the edit is only 4 minutes.
And the rest is a black screen.
Hell yeah.
That's crazy you found that. Yeah. I forgot. I tried to bury that one.
Not deep enough.
Before I filmed that, I basically shot the same video as Zach Yord's Edit 5. I went cut for cut, where he stands on a little yellow construction pole with one foot. It's like a shot of his foot.
Yeah.
There's a shot of him standing on it. I went to a little electrical box down my street, and I filmed my one foot on my electrical box, and then a shot where I'm standing on it, and I just I almost
so funny.
Copied the tricks, was about to post it, and then showed one of my friends, and he was like, "Dude, you can't do that." I was like, "What? No, I'm flattering."
It's an homage. Yeah.
It's an homage. He's like, "No, man." He's like, "You got to do your own thing. Yeah, go make your own tricks." And then somehow when I cut all the clips, it left 6 minutes of black screen in there. It was a mess, man, but
very interesting. Yeah. Very interesting.
And that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So how long? Yeah, I was gonna say, how long have you been playing at that point?
Oh, at that point, man, it's probably less than a year. It had to be 3 or 4 months. I feel like back then it was common to film your edits really quickly into it, within months of playing. I was 13, I think, when I started playing kendama.
Yeah.
13, 24 now, so not quite old enough to be my own kid, but double, getting close to being I have more of a lifetime where I played kendama versus not played. You know what I mean? More than half my life. It's so there'll be eventually I'll be I can't remember time without kendama entirely. You know what I mean? It'll be so far back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kendama will have been in your life, longer than
That's crazy.
It has been without.
Damn. I got
It'll
some
happen
work to do
you
for that.
too. Yeah, it'll happen for Rod. It'll just
Eventually.
take a little longer. Yeah.
A little longer, yeah. I got another 10 years.
Yeah, dude.
More, yeah.
I mean, I'm reaching that with my time spent in Japan. So it's funny, like some
Yeah,
people
that's true,
ask
eh?
me, like, "Oh, what's
Jeez, dude. Yeah.
buying like a house in the U.S. like? Is it difficult?" And I'm like, I was a kid in the U.S. I've become an adult like in Japan. So there's so many adult things I have no idea how it works in the U.S. It's weird.
And how does tribute think about? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Damn.
don't know. What age do kids start school in the U.S.? I'm like, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know.
When your
Ask an
parents get sick of
American.
you and throw you out the door. Go to school.
But so 13 years old, you started it. Was it the classic kind of you saw it and you're like, oh, that's not cool? Or did you jump on it like quick?
Yeah, it was. I didn't think it was cool. It was a classic one. We, it was my school bus stop, and it was like a group of 4 of us, and we hacky sacked before the like. And it wasn't like we were hacky sacked.
Classic South Park vibes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bus
we
stop
kind of
group before. Kids
randomly.
just hanging
There's,
out.
yeah, there's some soccer players, and like it's like something we did other than just the bus stop. So it became this fun little like bus stop activity.
Yeah.
I
Hacky
look forward
sack.
to it, man. Like it was fun. Yeah, I like it. We got like eventually we got like 30 or 40 hits between us. Like I look forward to it. And one day, this little motherfucker, this little dude. I don't know if I could swear out.
Oh, swear away,
Dude,
bro. Let her go.
The
Let her
nerds.
fly.
We
I've already
this
sworn like 8
everything's
times.
unchained,
This
raw
good.
as it can be.
No
All the
swear jar.
listeners know, that we say fuck and they're okay with that.
It's not your mom's podcast.
That's yeah. Oh, that's true. That's Rod and MJ's.
That's right.
Yeah, this kid Jacob, he brought a kendama to the bus stop one day, and like you could tell,
Motherfucker Jake.
dude. Yeah, Jacob, he like changed the whole dynamic of the bus stop. That once he brought it, it was like nobody wanted a hacky sack anymore besides me. So I was like, I didn't even play kendama for like 2 weeks before. Finally I tried it one day.
Oh, that's why there's this angst. He took away your
Yeah.
hacky sack.
Took away my hacky sack. It was a special time for me. I don't know why. I just really liked the hacky sack. And
hacky sack is
I
good, man. I did the same thing in school. I was
Yeah.
always playing hack at lunch.
Me
I
as
can
well.
see
Or on
you.
the way,
I can see
blah,
you being
blah.
nasty at
Do
it.
a few
yeah.
gestures, dude.
Back in the day, I had a couple kicks in my bag of
Some
tricks.
stall action,
Oh, yeah.
That shit was fun.
Absolutely. I'd still
Yeah.
kick a bag once in a while. I got one I carry around.
Yeah, I still got the skills in.
Still hack
Yeah.
a sack,
Still hack a sack. Oh,
That could be a few
okay.
things. But,
Good.
but yeah, so he brought kendama a couple of weeks. I was like, finally tried it. Immediately thought it was cool. So I went home. I told my mom about it. Asked her to get me one. And she got me a real crappy. The company was Kenda Master. So it was like the word kendama.
Yeah,
then
kendama.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
STER. It wasn't not Kenda Master. It was
Oh.
like, it was yeah.
Oh, it was
a
even like
smaller
knockoff of that.
knockoff. They're running on a big cartel website. Like
Oh, wow.
Classic.
it was the classic. It was the classic face. Like this, you would probably get a sample from Honolulu with it right now, or it's just like the smiley face, with, like classic eyes. And,
Yeah,
like,
the
little
eyes
Oh,
and shit.
the-
Yeah, I know the
yeah,
eyes.
yeah,
Yeah.
a tongue sticking out. It was just the worst
Yeah.
paint ever. Played
Oh,
it for
yeah.
one day, and I could tell I was like at the bus stop, it just wasn't hitting. So I was, all right, man, these boys are. They had tributes. They had the triple stripe tributes. They had like the
Oh,
classic
shit.
blue on the white, and they had Sweets ATAX first run. So I was like, I was outclassed. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I
And
had
So
to
that
do
was
some research.
okay. So that's true again. So you're saying, what year is that?
So that's probably going to be the end of 2012, going into the beginning of
Because that
2013.
goes into Okay,
That's crazy.
that gives a better perspective in my mind of like where kendama was at that time.
Yeah.
Because
So it's-
triple stripes. Because when I was getting into it, like the Kusa animal series, Spirit Animals came out, and the rubber
Spirit
was
was.
the new thing and stuff. I don't think they had trip stripes yet. I think it was like right on the horizon.
That like makes me feel crazy because like 2012 is the first year I went to Japan for like kendama, basically.
Yeah,
When I
yeah,
met
he was
Tomotsu
already-
and everyone.
He's already
yeah.
deep in it. Yeah. So I was just a little legit, a little baby.
And you grew up in Georgia?
Yeah. So that's where I was.
Yeah.
I'm in Marietta, Georgia. Yeah, I guess we're unwinding the context. I kind of dove into the wrong parts of the conversation here, but
that's chill. That's what happens. You jump in and then you don't know which way the current's pulling.
Yeah, that's why
I got excited. You're right.
You know, we stretch our episodes. We give enough time for all these.
Perfect.
It'll all come out organically. It'll come out, but just let it fly.
Intricate weaves of the story.
Grow up in Marietta, Georgia, and the blow up is like we got all these little shops that are selling all the tributes. So like when the Spirit mods come out, they're selling Spirit mods, they're selling triple stripes, they're selling half splits, they're selling the solid color sticky tributes, the first round sticky tributes, they're selling the Merlots, the Paddocks, all that. Because Kendama USA is based like 25 minutes from where I'm out of.
Did you
Smyrna at that time?
Did you know that at the time?
No. So I had no idea. I knew relatively quickly. Once I found out what kendama was, bought kendama, and got into it, quickly I found out that Kendama USA was just however long. And it wouldn't be too long before I go and try and make a visit. I think I was probably I would be like 14 or 15. I wanted to try and make a visit down there. But at that time, I just knew like, okay, I need to get a better kendama because my homies were just busting my butt.
It's got an awesome like metal pin through the sarado. You're like, oh, what is that?
I thought it was cool that the Cubs couldn't come off. I was like, yeah, they'll never fall off ever.
Yeah, they don't jiggle.
Now that'd be times have changed now. But I finessed a trade with a homie who wound up somehow I had a homie through Boy Scouts who found kendama way back in the day. He's like, yeah, I got 2 old kendamas, and I'm like, it's gotta be better than what I was playing this last week. And I like traded like a lanyard and wristbands and like random stuff for my closet and exchange and cash, and he gave me a yellow Azora and a 2012 Zedakioid Pro model. Like the first run, it's on the premier shape, not even like trim shape. It's like it's got a rubber insert for the metal, and the rubber wears away your string. So like no matter what you do, it like you set it long enough, the string will just wear away and snap. And I get so I played. I didn't even know you could buy replacement strings. I was so cool as a little kid. So like it broke, and I played a stringless for 2 months. I was like, man, that was straight up like that's my favorite one. And I met like a Dama player one day. He's like, here you go, and I was like, wait, it works like that? Like I can restring it myself?
All hope is not lost.
Yeah.
I love how like the deeper you get into kendama, that happens more, but you just find more like ways to fix it. You know, like it's like first it's the string, and then you're like, oh, I can replace the string, and then you chip your cup a little bit, and you're like, oh, actually, I have wood glue. I can just clamp that and glue it in.
Yeah.
Nice, right? Or like I broke the whole fucking cup off of one of mine, and then like I just glued a new piece on it and just turned it. That's the next level. I found.
That's more of a rod thing. That I don't think the
well, it's just the next level. Anybody can do that. It's just the next level up, you know.
Yeah. Like wrench this. Yeah, you just break it. You go make your own kendama with replace it. You're like, oh, why don't I just do a custom hand turn?
Yeah, no, just fucking flatten it out, glue a new piece onto the same kendama. So it's just Frankenstein.
So at that time, you were playing at the bus stop, getting into it. What was the percentage of kids playing? Was it a big percentage in your school?
Yeah.
It was like
it took over like a plague. Yeah, everybody, every grade. It would have been middle school, 8th grade. I mean, hundreds of kids, and that's just my school. I'd imagine every middle school in the area just had it. And I guess the point where they banned it because so many kids were playing, and like they're playing pig slips, so like people are losing their kendamas and playing, and then some kids are getting hit. They're getting hit in the head with the tamas and stuff, so that's like dangerous. And they banned it from the school by before I got out of there because so many kids were running it. But that's where I got. Yeah, that was where some of the early respect was earned in those hallways, man.
So
you get to be the best in the school. It's it's like a different little level of
It
was just weird times, man. Playing for keeps for crappy kendamas. You didn't care what it was, but we just play somebody.
That shit's funny. That's the same thing when I was in elementary school with Pogs. There's kids making little like gambling machine.
Watch out for those
Pogs are.
Watch out for those slammers.
Oh,
show me one.
That made me feel so old, Lyndon. Damn it.
You and a bunch of other listeners.
Yeah, Pogs are like little pieces of cardboard with pictures on them.
Yeah, call your grandpa for milk caps.
Yeah, call them up. You'll know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But same thing happened at my school with that shit. a little different. People weren't getting hit in the head with them, but
so it blows up and they're like, "You got it's a toy or something." But it's like, get it out of here.
yeah, no
Man,
more of that.
Huge. It was huge in my school.
And where were you upon the rankings? You're mentioning how, it feels good to be closer to the higher tier of kendama players. Where'd you find yourself as a kendama player in middle school?
Dude, luckily, I feel like I always conveniently I got, I was at the top.
That is convenient.
I was going to go into a deeper backstory, but because I got grounded for a month. And I can't.
Why? For kendama, you got grounded.
No. I got grounded from.
Oh, what'd you do? What'd you do?
Okay, so I got, dude. I really don't know for my legal sake. If I could talk about it on the
Oh, it's like that.
Should it be?
No. I truly don't know. I truly don't know if it's something that could ever come back to me. But
well, what if a theoretical friend had a similar story? Like, I don't know.
Somebody I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So hypothetically, this one dude I knew. This is how he got very good at kendama in middle school, and it wasn't me. It was my friend. So he had a lot of free time towards the end of 8th grade because he got grounded by his mom. So no Xbox, no lacrosse, no hanging out with friends. Go to school, you come home, go into your room. True grounding, like strict grounding, like nothing in your room. Besides kendama sitting on the shelf for like 5, 6 months, the rest of the school year. But long story short, this dude, he was he wound up he was texting this girl. And he was trying to spit mad game. And the girl's mom had her phone. And so he spit mad game in 8th grade. And her mom had her phone. Said she's getting the messages, but he doesn't realize it's her mom.
Ooh. And she's texting back? Mom's texting back? It's
said
actually the mom you were talking to the whole time?
No, he, not I. And so she sent a couple back, and from what he told me, he kind of felt like something was a little off, like weird, whatever. Didn't worry about it. Didn't hear back from her for the rest of the night. Comes to the school the next day, and the principal calls him into the principal's office, and he walks in there, and it's the principal, the girl's mom, and the girl's stepdad, and they were like, basically like, you can't be spitting game like that to our daughter. That's like, you're in 8th grade kind of thing, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And he was real respectful. He was real cool. He was very confused how the principal was able to get in contact because it was like random, dude. Like he would just text them at the house kind of thing. Weekend hours. Long story short, the mom went to the school. Well, long story short, when his mom got a hold of all of this, you knew that grounding was coming, man. Everything was about to be cleared out.
Yeah. Lockdown.
No sports, no social, like nothing. So what do you commit to? Kendama. And everyone's at school was playing kendama, but this dude is playing kendama at school, and he would come home and he's playing kendama all night. And then he's learning new tricks. He's going to school the next day showing the new tricks. He's coming home all night for like 5, 6 months. You know?
Was your friend like watching a lot of YouTube videos and seeing other things out there, or just on his own?
Yeah, no, he was watching Zach Yor, WKT. And that was hit big. He early on wanted to be a professional kendama player. I think that's maybe might be the one key. Of being a slightly still OG, but late enough to where there was already pro models released in the concept of a pro player. So that's why, like, he wouldn't consider himself a full OG. It's more that second generation. Because he found kendama and he was already able to find pro mod videos the day he found kendama, and that was like the second he saw Colin Sander on the roof, Zach Yor doing tricks. It was like, I'm gonna do that. Like I am gonna do that exact right there. I'm gonna have a pro model with my name on it. That was like not all that was said, but that feeling and when like deep desire was planted, it was like that's what would slowly be the fuel of all the fire. Yeah.
The path has been made almost.
Hell yeah.
You just have to trek it, or your friend has to trek it. Wow.
Yeah.
I hope it came to fruition for him.
Yeah. One can wonder, man. Yeah. Hope he's doing well.
And very interesting little tangent about your friend there. So going back to you though.
Yeah.
When did you join the Soul team? When did that happen? How did that come about? When did you take that big first step in fulfilling that deep-seated desire that was seated just like your friend had? I'm sure you had that same desire within you, you know.
Yeah, so Soul, so it's like, the fuel, the deep-seated fire was there, burned, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, it kind of fell off, playing less kendama. And luckily, like right as the steam started to fall, the Soul Kendama's video contest, my friend hits me up about it, and he's just like, dude, have you heard about this?
Show your flow.
And like, I'm Show Your Flow, exactly, the Show Your Flow contest. And I hadn't heard about Soul at the time. I was playing soccer, playing lacrosse. I was playing less kendama. I went from hours a day to just a little bit. And
yeah. At that time, did you have like a brand that you kind of gravitated towards? I'm guessing, with your location and everything.
Kusa.
For some reason, deep in my heart, I loved Kendama USA, but I didn't really play their Damas as much as like I played the Zach Yord Pro models. That was it. I was just a Yord fanboy. Like I was I'm an open bag kind of guy. Like I was just rocking. Yeah, like if you watch my Soul video, I'm rocking Kenko Stripe Zen, a Yord Pro mod from Kendama USA.
Yeah,
I'm rocking
the brew mod.
Yeah, I'm rocking a Sweets, like a homegrown and maybe an A-tag. Like I was playing a couple Sweets at the time. I had one set up with maybe like an Avid. I think it was an Avid Dama. I got a Kendertianment Avid.
Oh yeah.
Branded Yoder. Yeah.
That's a throwback. Nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it was like a smaller company, but it was Fire Dama. And no specific brand, but
okay.
Getting on Soul, my bad, against your rods. They would have been 2015, 10th grade, like perfect timing. I just entered the video contest. Yeah, entered the video contest. Made past round 1, all that. Got to round 2, and 2015, it all started with Soul.
That's sick.
Like how did that make you feel? Possibly outdoing your friend. Becoming a sponsored player, team player.
Man, it did feel. It felt kind of crazy. It didn't feel real. Like it was the first time in my life. Oh no, it felt huge at the time, man. Like because it was like my dream. Like cliche to say, like that was like my dream at that time. When it was just 13 to turn 14. Like, I want to try to go pro. I want to become sponsored. Then 2 years later, at 16, like enter the video contest. Got on when Chad's like, I think it was a video call just like this. He asked me all these questions. He's like, I'm going to interview you, see if you're fit for Soul. And then he always like, yeah, you just answered all the questions for the Soul website. Your bio for player profile. Welcome to the team.
Oh shit! Okay,
that's so good. Actually, I love that
because he's asking me the most crazy questions. Like he's like, if you could ever land, like, what are your favorite tricks to land? Like I'm like, he's gonna judge me on my trick, or I'm like trying to think of really hard tricks to tell him. So he thinks so.
Like tight ropes mostly, but
But it felt. I went to school the next day and like my phone definitely blew up more than it ever had. And I didn't even have an iPhone at the time. Like I had a little Motorola phone, and it was blowing up. Like crazy. So many people would hit me up. School,
was it like a flip phone, or was it like the brick phone,
the clamshell?
It was a brickier phone, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it was just like, man, school that day went by so quick. I was just on cloud 9. It was one of the best days of my life, still to this day, when I figured it out. Like,
hell yeah,
I was on Soul Kendama, and even then, I had no idea it would turn into what it is now.
Yeah, because Soul was just kind of starting out back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, straight
up.
So
was there already a pro team on Soul, or were you one of the original pro team members?
Inaugural. Yeah, from the original pro team member.
Hell yeah.
The first, there's 6 of us, 3 pro, 3 flow, and it was more structured that way. So I'm not really professional. I'm getting free product. Which is all I really wanted at the time anyways.
Yeah, totally.
Pros are going to get mods and stuff, but...
Who were the other ones?
I'm curious how many listeners even know some of them, but man, they're my homies. You had on the pro team, Cal Nasser is going to be the heavy hitter of the team. He was the face initially. Evan DeRuby, he's coming out of Tennessee. and Will Scheibe, who's also coming out of Tennessee.
That's right.
And
yeah.
Will Scheibe had more of a great film. You know, he could film well, had clean aesthetic. Evan was more technical, good place. Could also make a great edit, deliver content. Cal was landing bangers.
Yeah,
That's
he was the
team.
sesher for sure.
Yeah, he was our guy. I mean, him in comps and stuff. At least at the time, because this is the first team, so it's all just what we thought on paper, what Chad thought on paper.
Yeah.
Flow team, Wesley Carconen from Seattle, Washington. Ripper, like he was arguably probably the highest skilled player out of everybody on that team.
Every team needs one of those flow team members.
He's just like actually team, better. You know? But there's Aaron Mullins from Detroit, Michigan, who was more like a low key dude, and he really got grounded, just like my other friend. He like really just got grounded all the time for some reason.
Whoa!
Like, so he would just pop
spitting
in,
too much mad game, I guess.
Yeah, something, dude. He was just like post 3 clips, then hop in the team chat. I'm grounded. I'll see you guys in a month, 2 months. No kendama.
Wow.
And then like we saw about a competition one, like he would show up to some comps. Goofy,
and he got like actually grounded though, like no Dama.
Yeah.
Other homie got like, yo, you're grounded. Go grind Dama.
Go stand your ground,
Dama. No.
Like,
okay.
Fucking, that's kind of sick, actually. All right, you know, I'm gonna spit mad game more often, actually.
Yeah, right.
You ground yourself.
Yeah,
just gotta do it myself at this point. That's hilarious.
Yo, Ball, there's a comp coming up. I just spat mad game. I gotta be grounded for at least a week.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Ball? Are you gonna?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fuck yeah, sick. So when you joined Soul, what was the first kendama that you like wanted, and which one did you get from Soul?
Yeah,
at the time there was probably what
were
they called? The flows.
No? The flow. Yeah. The kind
like
of big,
slightly
natural,
bigger, like made in that Vietnamese factory. The like funky wood ones.
Yeah, so this might
wood
be.
Cups.
I'm gonna sound like a bag of crap for this one, but I really got you on Soul. I had I'd never played a Soul or even really knew about the company. I just went off a gut feeling. Gut feeling. I'm just like,
cool.
These guys are just with it. I knew who Chad was. I'd met him at Dama Fest 2013. I went as a little kid and like randomly ran into him and knew he was just a good dude. Saw him on Kenka videos. Never played.
Did I meet you at that Dama Fest?
I wandered around. Like I was the little kid, so I would have been like, oh wow, like I was
like the same as I am now, just with dreads.
Yeah, probably. I met Sweets, met a couple of OGs, but
hell yeah.
So I would have a gut feeling, didn't play the product, so I had no expectation of what to receive. I was just so stoked. I'm like, I knew this is what was like. I got on, like this was the opportunity I needed. I knew it. I'm in the right place. So I was already chilling. Then I got the flows. My first was an oak cup flow. First package, orange soul t-shirt, oak cup flow, maple walnut stripe flow. That's the first ever like get on the team. Welcome to the team.
Here's that you remember that still.
Yeah, man. Oh, because that one is like.
You took a picture of her Instagram and shit, and like.
Yeah, man. Exactly. I was so hyped for that shirt like 3 days in a row. Just, oh man.
Fuck yeah.
But then so that was.
You still got that shirt?
Still got the shirt. Still got both the Damas.
Oh hell yeah. Do they all get sesh still? You still wear the shirt? You still?
No, I don't wear the shirt. It wouldn't, for my sake and the other's sake, if just 2 people would see me. It's tight on me. It's tiny. Yeah, I've outgrown it a little bit. I think one of the letters is missing, so it's like "So Canada" basically.
Yeah, that's thick.
Flows, I thought they were decent. I competed with them.
That's it.
I wasn't a picky guy. I think really that was a lot of the issue with a lot of the reasoning. And I'm sorry, I know I don't mean to hijack the direction of the conversation. That's
no, it's all about you, bud. Tell us about you.
Flows.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the early team, because I'm the only original pro member left. Kevin DeSoto would come in conveniently, like he would get on like 7 months after the initial team. Kevin gets added, so he's like basically right there, but he's not on the initial team. I got that on forever. He can never take that away from me. Yeah. The original 6, everybody seemed to fizzle out, and for most of it, I think it was product related. I think it was tough, like. I don't know, they didn't want to wait out on the flows, or they didn't want to other companies are coming out with the Prime in like 2016. They're prototyping the Prime shape, a little bit bigger cups, right? They're playing like either a natty, a full natty, or like a silk with like a tiny Honrui standard
both
shape.
cups on a natty Dama are like, that's so gnarly. That's like harder than anything.
And you're playing a Gallagher with a Sour Mash Tama and a prime Ken, and nobody else is a prime Ken. It's like, dude, you want a piece of humble pie? There's 3 of them. Again, you know,
full 3 full pies. Right,
yeah, man. It's like most of the team drifted away from that, but that's where Kevin and I, we bonded and broed out because we were like, dude, like you don't, no
you
matter
felt
what,
each other's pain.
You feel the pain, and like we realized we're both the same way, and that a lot of Kenama players that way. You're chasing your trick. How are you gonna land that trick by not trying it again? No, dude, fuck that. You got to keep trying it. All right, so you don't have a solution? Go make the solution. Hey, Chad, man, let's make this new shape. Let's go and design a soul shape. Let's go and do something that like we weren't trying to make like it might sound selfish, but like we weren't trying to make like the greatest shape of all time or anything. We just want to make something we could compete with and be proud to play and like was relevant and could really
give the other
up.
kendama shapes a run for their money from the other
Exactly.
companies. Yeah.
Just something that you were stoked to play, right?
Something we were stoked to play, something that could just like we could be confident in. Like we step out there and like, oh, just know it's gonna smack your trick. Like it's fun to play. Yeah. And then like the soul shape really helped. Like I'll give Kevin and Chad a lot of credit for the design on that. There were a few tweaks on that, but they went crazy on it. And like,
oh yeah.
I mean, I'll get sidetracked on it, but like that's where Kevin and I broed out. We stood strong, and Dama started to change once we got away from the flows. Like we got some newer product in, and
so that first shape that came after the flow, that wasn't the 1-up, was it?
No. So we ran just like a standard factory shape on like the vibes and the pioneers and all that. We ran that for like a year.
That's right. I knew I was missing a whole era somewhere. I was like,
that was where we ran that. It was like flows, then we got painted stuff, and then we ran from that to the soul shape. Soul shape's gonna come out like end of 2016, 27. There's like more working on it. 2017 it comes out, and it's like full releases on solid colors and stuff. And that that held us for a few years. We ran with that for a couple of years.
And then at that time, so what was the team looking like? Were the original 6? You were the only one left. Kevin's on the team. So was it just you two?
No. So I guess you're right. So it's like it's not like all of them, everybody up and left at once.
Yeah.
So it'd be like I think it was like Kevin, myself, and maybe Wesley and Edmund for a little bit. But like I think Cal left first, then Mullins left, and this is all relatively quickly, like less than a year of being sponsored. And so around the team got down to like 3 or 4 people, and then around 2017, Chad kind of like somehow scouted out like players, maybe like through word of mouth that people he had an eye on. So like Alex Mitchell entered the the Show Your Flow contest when I did.
Really?
He tried to get it on soul. Dude, Alex is as OG as it comes, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess technically not. I don't hold me to that. Obviously there's more OGs, but he's more OG for his age, man. Like he entered that contest. So Chad had always had like he's like not. It was like you don't want to pick that fruit yet. It's not quite right. Like let it simmer a little bit. And so he like let it chill a little bit. A couple years comes around, things start to open up the team. It makes sense. Really hungry kid who's only gotten better. This guy's got his eye on Alex Mitchell. He's got his eye on like Peter Ramos.
Of course.
He's got his eye on this dude I hadn't heard of. His name is, you might have heard of him, man. Kelvin Wong.
Oh, I think I know that guy.
Yeah. It might have been. I guess it was J Money, Jackson Andrews.
Oh shit!
Like this is the Security Classic 2017 time period. He just like posts a new team edit. We all were like on the wave of like, hey, we're gonna add these new people. It's gonna be a facelift to the team, kind of.
Is it?
You know, because it's just you and Kevin and like Wesley and Will. You know, maybe Evan was still on. It was like we didn't have cohesion. We didn't have the pieces moving. Then we're going to do it. All right, cool. Hit him up. Video drops. They land bangers. Even with that still, like, I don't think Peter stayed on the team. You know what I mean? But like Kelvin, bam, what a guy. Alex, what a guy. Jackson, what a guy.
I mean, there hasn't been a big comp that both of those guys have attended that they haven't podiumed, I don't think, in a long time that I've seen. Like Alex and Kelvin. They just top 1 and 2 at ATLO, did they not?
I think Kel got third, but like...
okay.
You're right. They're always liable to podium.
And then Schultz. Schultz is the other one that's always in the...
Yeah, Schultz is like always lately. Come up.
Yeah.
But so like that was a good facelift of the team. Added some new players, and at that time, we're still only not international yet, so it's only American players.
That's it.
Still a little bit smaller. Oh crap! And I completely forgot. In that the start of my segment and end of my segment, we would sponsor Allie Koenig, Dama Als.
Oh,
and she would be like really good. She'd win the girls contest.
Okay, yeah.
Then she would kind of like phase out, and she was the one that actually got Jackson. Like she was the guy. She's like, Jackson's really good, blah blah, grinds. Chad like literally added him off her merit. He was like, cool, and like now we like J-Man's a core part of Soul. I can't imagine him not on the team, and like all because of her time with us, like helping us out. But I think she got phased out, you know, and. But I completely forgot. I got to give her creds and her reps.
So you've seen a lot of growth, not only within like the kendama world, but of course with Soul. And like again, going back to your YouTube channel, just named your name, Lyndon Whalen. I saw that you don't have actually too many edits on there. It actually transfers over pretty quickly to the Soul YouTube channel from like edit 3, I think.
Yeah. Basically, immediately once I got on Soul, I was like, I'll never use it. Maybe I posted one mini edit on my YouTube after that, and nothing else ever went on the personal. You're absolutely spot on. You're spot on, dude. You did some thorough research.
We're the nerds. So from that point, like, did you want to create more? Because you were in that era where the aesthetic, the look, creating edits, long form. On YouTube where it's like big. That's like the way to like get your name out there, your brand, you know, your personal, yourself as an athlete pretty much in the kendama world.
Instagram and shit.
Yeah. So
dude.
Did you have a drive to like make a lot of content?
I did. Yeah, exactly. That's your Instagram. Like I'd never filmed an Instagram kendama trick prior to getting sponsored. Like I was already a sponsored player when I made my first Instagram kendama trick. It was all YouTube. That was the hub. And I had a lot of free time in school. I had a video broadcasting class, which basically was like an hour and a half every day to go make a kendama edit. So I made a few like. I think I made
Mr. Phelps.
I love that.
Yes,
I'd take that class.
Sir. Yeah. I might have made like 2 or 3 full length videos, or like maybe 2 of mine, and then like edited another one for Soul just in that class alone. I was just like. The drive is there for sure, especially when you freshly get on a company, and like,
oh yeah,
you know,
you have all that momentum.
You have time.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have the passion. Exactly. You're there. So in that time, you know, going to school, because we've heard in the past of a lot of, especially in Japan, you know, Japanese players being sponsored, being, you know, the big example is so Canada being like top, and then having to focus on school, being gone for a long time. So that was the priority. So you were, you know, getting into high school, going into other schooling. Where was your focus for kendama? Was that like close to top priority compared with the schoolwork or job or other sports?
Like like after I got sponsored?
Yeah.
After I got sponsored, yeah, I'd say it was like, well, I don't know, man. I guess it was like it felt really exciting and important, but it kind of just took a place of a hobby. It wasn't like I didn't right away like put all my time and grind into it. It was more like now, instead of playing, like I quit playing sports once I got sponsored. Like in 10th grade, I was like, I'm not going to play soccer anymore. This seems like I should put the hours I practiced during the week at my team into this, because this seems like it's a cool opportunity. But like I still went hung out with friends and like would go like work a job and like make time with family. It was like a balanced spread. Like kendama was not number 1 or maybe 2. It was more like 3.
Yeah.
Which was a weird thing. Yeah. That's a weird, like over time it was slowly built. Like, you know, as the more kendama grows, the more the personal journey grows.
Oh yeah,
then
dude.
be like, okay, well now there's a reason. Like it's next thing you know, it's like, damn, all your friends play kendama, your whole your social circle is it's become a huge part of your life. But at that point, it was like, I just thought I'd get a free kendama. You know what I mean? I didn't think it'd be,
yeah.
Keep breaking these strings, man. I need more kendamas.
Yeah, well, because even I went on a couple trips. So I got sponsored in 2015. I'd go to my first trip to kendama player would be to MKO 2015. Like at that time, I'm buying my flight because there's 6 people. It's a brand new. Like that's all the sponsorship doesn't entail that for me. I get free product and it'll cover my comp fee. You know what I mean? I'm not getting a free flight.
Yeah.
So like in my head, I'm not thinking kendama is this huge like opportunity to go places and all that. I'm thinking I get free product, and if I want to go somewhere, I'll buy a flight. You know, I thought that's how it'd be forever too. I really didn't know, because Soul's 9,000 Instagram followers, small company, not really. Like it's still on the come up. It's a baby. It had to take time to go places.
Yeah.
After MKO, what was the next big event? Was that KWC? What year? Because you came to KWC once or twice, right?
Once or twice, but that was later on for my kendama. It took me a while to get out there for some reason. The next one actually was a big one for me. It would have been Battle at the Board 2016.
Yes.
And so it's like my first time going to a Soul event, and I guess now it's gotten to be a huge event now. I thought it was still pretty decent at that time, but it's not as big as it is now. But I did really well. Like the first MKO I went to, I will lose first round of Ben Harrell. 3-2. Yeah, 3-2.
Single elimination. That's not bad though.
Not bad. I practiced a little bit and I gave him
a run for his money.
Yeah, exactly. And a single elim, so like show up.
Yeah.
It was like a 5-trick thing, like point.
Whoa.
You're done for the weekend.
Yeah.
Time to go. I'm like, so I was like, comps, I didn't know how I was going to stand. I go to battle. It's my very next comp. I would get second place. So I would make it to the finals. And I would lose to not yet my teammate Kevin DeSoto. He's not even on Soul yet.
He's still
the Yumu Kevin DeSoto.
We're tying these timelines.
Shit. Was he playing with the quad spike?
No, right? Like, no wonder you won.
You gotta use this.
Yeah, you're right though. He's running Yumu, and it's going to be in between the 7 months of me getting on and him not being a member of Soul, and then he gets on. And that time he beat me in the finals.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
again.
You'll always have that OG status on him, by the way.
Right? I gotta keep something, man. But then Battle 2016 would have been the first one, and that was like a good confidence booster. It made me feel like, okay, it was fun. I got to see more of this professional side. I get to see, like, I'm learning how to like film stuff too. I'm seeing how people film things and edits, and like film edits the events, and just how to make, like, run as a sponsored player, what's to do at an event, like, you know what I mean? Especially when it's your company, how to bend a little more, how to just help out here. Yeah. Oh, I need you to do that. Like, you're not really on vacation mode, or like full relaxing. So like you could focus like comp, but help out. You know what I mean? It's like it's just part of your thing. So just really good learning one for me.
Totally.
How was it being a part of the comp, being on stage? You know, a lot of people get those shakes, those jitters that can be really difficult to handle when the pressure's on. Where'd you find yourself as a comp player? Because, you know, you're saying second comp, you're going up to the finals, taking second.
Yeah, man, I wonder. So at that time, I really thought I was going to be a prodigy. I was like, I'm destined for greatness, baby. Like, second comp, second place. Like, third comp's the dub. The next one, you know. So I really thought I was going to be. In hindsight, I did think I'm a good competitor. I think I might have had a real good bracket that time around. Like, so things aligned.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm a good competitor, man. On my day, if I'm feeling it, I like my chances to get against any player in the world. I really do. Like,
hell yeah.
But I'm the first to tell you I'm not as consistent as Nick Gallagher, Alex Mitchell, or Kelvin. You know what I mean? Like, those dudes, I could be, you know what I mean? Maybe.
Yeah.
I could put it in there and really grind. I think I got the potential, but my best, you know what I mean? It's hard to be super consistent, but I feel like I like my chances, you know what I mean? Maybe I downplay myself a little bit, but I'm still hunting a win, if that's such a thing. Like, I'm still hungry to compete and get one. I'm a competitor at heart. Even if I, exactly. I'm always a competitor at heart, man.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, I've definitely seen you compete a bunch, and I've seen you throw down pretty hard. I feel like you have it in you. If you have a good day, it's like you're saying, sometimes a bracket aligns, or like you just pull the tricks that you are good at, stuff like that. And sometimes that's just the way it works out. And it's like, oh, sick. Let's go next round. Right.
Yeah, exactly. With how saturated, it's a little bit better now with how saturated those first kendama comps were, like 2013 to like 17. It's really the same play. Like, it's the same players going to these same few large competitions. So it's like, it's tough not to expect the same results of players in the podiums. And like, I think there's a lot of players like Chris June, like dudes like are now like starting to like June's had a lot of good podiums this year.
Oh yeah.
There's players that like maybe weren't getting the huge W's back then, but definitely have the skills, on stage confidence. Now they have the experience, and like as more competitions go on, we'll start to see that, and it won't be as like a surprising like, oh really? It'll be like, oh okay, kind of like Kevin's the first dude to hit 100 podium kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna, I don't know, there's gonna be more of, as more competitions start to pop up, there'll be more opportunities for these players to showcase their talents, and like versus you had to go beat a Gallagher and another Gallagher like Bryson in 2016, where like like
those are the sub bosses and final boss.
Yeah, right. Like there's like certain and not that you could do it for sure, but like, yeah, I don't know. It like super saturated now that I feel there's cool opportunities opening up.
Well, I would almost only say it's the same thing these days, because it's still, there's a lot more players, but there's a lot more people that you don't know as much about. So you'll be you'll go up against someone that maybe you've like seen their Instagram once or twice, you've heard of them, or maybe not at all. And you're just like, okay, well, I don't know what to expect. And then, no matter what, you're coming out like you got a homie vibe afterwards. But like, we're going to be coming into that, you're kind of like coming at them like a little bit flexy, just because it's a comp. You got that. You're like, yo, what's up, dude? What's up? You
put on that boxer face right before the bout.
Pump up the chest a little bit, like give them the little bob and weave.
Like intimidated a little bit. What you looking at, man? What are these?
Yeah.
No, I'm off of Instagram a lot, dude. So I'm way off Instagram now, and I feel you. Like, you can just tell, like, pull up the competitions. You can tell, like, I've never seen before. I can just tell by the way he's honing it in the corner that he's like practiced these tricks for hours and hours and hours. He's got the tricks dialed. When someone's done it, you can just
totally.
Especially when you've done it yourself, you just know when you've got something so dialed. It's just like no worry other than like, okay, it's as clean as I want it. It's not even like a matter of kind of land. It's like, you're right. Like, not being on Instagram and not seeing just the amount of new shredders that are getting better, quicker, and less time. Yeah, they show the comp and like you could just tell, man. Yeah, it's cool. Like this past ATLO, there's definitely a couple of those people where I could the whole time. Like I knew I could see people in the corner grinding. I'm like, that kid is here. He wants to win. That's his only goal. He's not socializing right now. He's not catching up with the old homie. He's not doing anything. He's like you always can tell when that young kid's grinding or whoever it is. I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, you're right, man. It's added pressure when you don't know who they are exactly too. You're like, should I be nervous right now?
Also, if you do know who they are too, though, I think it's also almost the same, because it's like we were saying, it depends on your day. Like I've always thought of myself in a freestyle bracket, especially, or in open as well. Like I'm a fucking wild card. Like if I'm on it in that moment, I'm gonna do it. And I get lucky in comps like that, especially with open, I find. But if I'm having a bad one, it's a free. You know what I mean? And it could go either way. You're
definitely a wild card. You are for sure a wild card.
Yeah, and there's a few people like that, but there's also a few people who are just steady. That there's like an 80% chance they're going to hit every trick on that list. And so like that if you're trying to progress, then that's a huge hurdle that you have to overcome in order to get to that sub boss and boss Gallagher and Bryson, whoever it is, like we're talking about.
Yeah.
And or even if you are a Gallagher or Bryson, the same applies to everybody. That's the beauty of it, right?
So with that, going into comps for as long as you have been, seeing the evolution of shapes and stuff, I did want to ask, what is your take on putting oak cups on new gen 10s right now? No, but the shape change.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Oh yeah,
And with that
Dude,
sticky
yeah.
paint, that'd be beautiful. Man. Ain't nothing wrong with those cups.
dude. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
a flow is probably not where like
Dude, if
rise
you take a
ram.
flow and put a nice Tama on it, I bet you it shreds.
So I'm thinking, like looking to see if these Allen
Nowadays,
posted up in his
yeah.
collection.
Because
Gotta
yeah,
be
those
crazy
were
body
like a little
size.
bit bigger, but compared to now, it might be like the
Yeah.
Sarado size and stuff. Yeah.
No, they were like
Yeah.
a smidge bigger than like they weren't quite LBB big, but they were close. They were
Right?
between
Yeah.
an LBB and like a JK size.
Like
back
it
in
was
the day.
it was KWC approved, yeah. Because I know
Yeah.
Kevin rocked one year.
Yeah.
God bless him. No, it's a tough task, right there. But
So
I mean,
yeah,
I
how do you-
personally, dude, I like
Yeah.
it, man. I support it. I'm always with the new change because like this, you can never fight something. You can never fight evolution. Like
Yeah.
you can rock with it and appreciate the parts of it, and the parts you don't
Evolve
like,
with
either
it.
learn to appreciate or
Yeah.
man. Like there's new gen tricks. I'm having a tough time learning, but I'm trying to learn them. You know what I mean?
I'm right there with you,
trying
bud.
to get frustrated. You know what I mean? Like, cause I want to stay with the game and like contribute forever. And you got to recognize that like you'll have your moment where you find something, your glory days where you're that pure magical moment. You know, think about anything. There's not added layers of years of doing it. And then as you get back, you have time to reflect. There's people doing exactly what you just did. Like you have to give them their moment. You have like otherwise you're gatekeeping and you're trying to hold on to this old image of what you went through. And it's like there's good elements. Protect it, preserve it, share it, tell a story.
Yeah.
To make way for like the bigger cups. It does make competing like, I mean, I think it's a little easier to compete with this than a Flow or an Azora where the cup's like
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
the
yeah.
size.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it makes sense because
Trick
the tricks, the tricks are
Sure.
elevated as well. So
Trick
you're coming in with a
difficulties up a
honed out
little bit.
kendama,
Yeah.
better paint, whatever, for tackiness. But yeah, the tricks are more difficult. So the effort is still there.
It does, in that sense, it's almost felt like it's something I've struggled with a little bit, worked on finding the fun and motivation because the game did feel like it changed slightly on me because it went from competition was more like, can you land this trick? Not that everybody played the exact same setup, but kendamas felt more universally like usable, if that made sense. Like a lunar on any kendama, what is it, a Zora or like an F.
They were all
focus
trash,
right?
right?
Yeah,
we're all
exactly.
struggling here.
I was gonna say they're all universally like unplayable. Like you kind of competing on stage, you're not looking for the same skill set you are now because you're looking to be able to land a hard trick on something that's hard to use. Versus now you need to land a hard trick on something that's easy to use. So you have to be looking for different things. And I think like in my personal style, I've got very complacent doing like older style tricks that are easier to do now. You know what I mean? But at the time they were really tough. Like, hey man, no, give me. I want my credit. I want my. I do this on an Ozora bevel. That's like now your bevel's bigger, your spike's longer.
Yeah.
It's easier to stall. A wing is basically a cup trick at this point. Like you can catch it like it's a cup. Like you know what I mean? Like, there's all this stuff where it's just like I don't know. I'm working to unpack and like accept that and try and like rock with it a little bit because I think I got more to give. I can catch up with kendama and still
Absolutely
put on with it. You know what I mean? It could be a beautiful learning opportunity and like I think kendama is the most beautiful metaphor for life, man.
It really is.
All it is like this is life. You come into it, it's some way, you learn about it, and you want to hold on to that because that's how you learned. That's how you saw things initially.
Yeah.
And as
you
time
break
goes
your
on,
string and
things
you
will
think
change.
you're dead.
You think you're dead, exactly. You don't know you can get your own string. Cups get bigger. You start to feel scared because you're scared because things are different and they're not
Change
how
is happening.
We're taught exactly, and it's like so like but mostly that's life. That's literally all it is. The same thing. You want to like let the times get by on you, and like you definitely can. You can choose to hold on to the old school stuff and like rock with it. I don't want to. I want to rock with the big dogs right now. Like I want to compete with the Alex Mitchells and the Takuyas, and like I don't care how old I get. I still want to keep trying to get something, buddy. Man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The high receipts, those little fuckers,
right? Yeah, these are all
stuff,
man.
Touch upon Takuya. If you guys have noticed his love for Ozoras and whipping out the old school, Zen stripes. Dude, he still takes part in JKA tournaments. And
he shreds it.
Yeah.
Dude. He shreds.
Lyndon, what is something that you would like to revive or keep from the old school days? If it's like size, string, or even like shitty paint, or
the
even like or even just like, I don't know about the brand, but like how people perceived it, the videos, the vibe. Was there anything from the OG days that you would like, like that was good, that we could use that now?
Man, this is gonna go against like everything I just said about like hating change and like,
that's
wanting to grow the blue. But personally, I think what I would preserve the most about when I started was the lack of need for Instagram, dude. Like, and like when you don't need Instagram for kendama, and I guess it's more like the full length edit, the focus on that. Gosh, dude, it's just such a beautiful piece of art you're sharing. Like, it's so many people. There's less pressure. There's less like comparison to other people. Not that everyone experienced that on Instagram, but a majority of people would, because that's what you're looking at, thousands of other people doing what you do instantly. Your brain's gonna make assumptions. Like when you got rid of all that, it was just you watch someone's 5-minute video. You have no idea how long they've worked on it, but it just popped up, and they're just like, okay. And you're like, dude, wow. Like, I don't know. I just love the sense of like community and like, I don't know, just I don't know, Ron. Like, you know what I'm talking about, Ron? Like,
I know what you're talking about. I'm with you on the edit.
Totally.
It's I don't know if I can think of a word.
I think it'll make
specifically,
a comeback, man.
But I think it's never gone anywhere. It's just that because Instagram became such a prominent thing and it's so much more accessible, and it works with branding, it works with selling things, more so than watching an edit. You have to sit down, you have to watch the edit. It takes 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Instagram is that instant gratification.
Dopamine.
Where it's exactly. And I get it, and I mean, we all do it for a reason, right? Like,
all right.
It's cool, but
I'll change it. Then Instagram goes back to the 15-second only videos. So you gotta fit your whole banger.
I like that. I fucking miss those days. I really
that
do.
Grind where it's
dude, I love that shit. I refilmed it so many times because you'd spike it at 16 seconds or like 15 and a half, and you're like, motherfucker, I'm gonna film it again.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, good shit.
That's really the main. So Instagram. That's why we didn't do Instagram straight up. Like, that's the only thing that held us back. We got on YouTube because
that's one thing for damn sure.
Double-edged sword, or just a different way to look at it, because there's pluses and minuses of it, of like having this time frame. So, example, like creating an edit for a comp that's like, okay, it's got to be 2 minutes or something. And it is almost more helpful because you'll have a better, impactful, straight to the meat part of your edit be pushed in the forefront, compared to, it's like if you just make an edit willy-nilly and you could maybe extend it too much, which can deter from like the quality, the impact that you have from that edit. So that's definitely a good point of it. But it's also at the same time, looking at the different types of people who want to create something that maybe is a bit more creative, has more art sense to it,
like a horror movie.
Yeah, possibly. It's still doable. But you can some people could look at it as being in the the KWC box, where people nowadays were like, hey, let's get out of that box. So I like how there's options, everyone. There's a place where you can either hone in on this, challenge yourself with a time frame, or just go all out and do what you want to do and create a fucking 17-minute edit that's just earth turns or something. I don't know. But
absolutely.
Yeah, you're onto something like that one. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, I got a question for you, Lyndon. Favorite kendama edit of all time?
Everyone, Lyndon, while you think, I'll give you some time. Go to Lyndon Whalen's YouTube channel. He has a inspiration playlist. It's titled Inspiration. He has a buttload of different types of videos. You can go. He has it categorized. He probably just went on the Kuso YouTube channel and just like went down the list. Is like, okay, that one, because they're all segmented. Like, here's all the Kusa stuff. You scroll down, there's the sweets. You scroll down, there's Crom. It's really cool, but you can see a lot of different styles from old until pretty current. But yeah, so we'll see. Lyndon, time is up. Which one did you choose from that list? Or maybe it's not that on that list anymore.
No, it's definitely on that list. And it's going to be Where We Are, WKT.
Yeah.
I would say I watched Zach Yord Edit 5 the most, and
I was thinking you might say Zach Yord 5, honestly.
Yord Edit 5, I watched that so many times, but as a whole complete project, like Where We Are, dude, I remember watching that, and as a kid, I'm on my grandma's computer, just 14 or something. I'm like, yo, what? Am I watching a movie right now? Like, it's just a kid.
Blown
away. It took me someplace as a little kid.
Absolutely. I'm sure we've said this on the Nerds before, but if you nerds are listening, you still haven't seen Where We Are. First of all,
shame on you.
First of all,
get on your ass.
I'm
not watch it.
Not angry, I'm just disappointed. I want you to go to YouTube, and
if
before you watch Where We Are,
don't worry.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just kidding. Go back and watch Count Me In first, the prequel. But Where We Are, I think was the better. It was the more honed version of it. But there's some nerd homework for you nerds. Go watch. But
also to let everyone know, I believe maybe Count Me In is only on Vimeo. It might be hard to find. You might have to look on Ballard's stuff, or there's there's no audio or something.
It's worth the grind. It's worth the search. Where We Are is easy to find though.
Search. No, I mean, but those are two classic ones that really changed the game. Yeah.
Is it?
With, again, like you were saying, Lyndon, you're like, what am I watching? Is this a movie? The frames, the cinematography, the sound, the type of environment that was created when Matt put that together, it was just like,
dude, it's great.
Next level.
I hadn't watched it for a while, and when I was in Europe last summer, I was at Toto's place from Kendama, France. Crom, France. Sorry, and he has this rooftop patio, and they had the projector, and they'd never seen it before. I was like, we were having a projector on a rooftop in Toulouse in France, just watching Where We Are. It was so epic.
Dude,
that's epic, dude.
That's an email or a message I need to hit up Ballard with. We need to fucking get that shit back in theaters for a reunion type something.
Yeah.
In
a 10-year anniversary of Where We Are.
I mean, it might have even passed, possibly, or it's around the corner.
We can still celebrate it. I don't care if it's 15 years.
Inspirational playlist. If anyone wants to see what makes Lyndon tick from back in the day until now, go to his YouTube account or channel and check out that playlist. It's huge. I think it's something like 90 videos on it. Going over to your mod. You are a pro of Soul Kendamas. How many pros are there now?
Try to be. There is
4. KD, Wong, Mitchell, you,
Liam.
This Chad
Liam,
Moti.
Does Chado count?
Chado?
No, he's got an executive mod. And Bosch has a legend mod.
So I see. Yeah.
If we're going strictly pro, it would be 6
in the pro tier.
But Bosch is I guess it's definitely they're definitely professional level players too.
I mean,
Bosch is the most professional of all professionals.
Dude, he's fucking Chris Bosch. Bosch, right? Yeah. That enough said.
You can have my CD. You can take my anything, dude.
That is not your seat. That's Chris Bosch's seat. Same as this. This is not my seat. This is Chris Bosch's.
Look under it. It's fucking got his name on there.
This shirt, this is not mine. This is Chris Bosch's.
I'm just holding on to it till he comes back for it.
Exactly. It's waiting for him right here.
So I heard before you became pro, you needed to be convinced by Wyatt Bray and Chado themselves in back, I don't know, alley ramen shop in Japan. What was the story behind that?
Yeah, that's right. It was 2018. We had the conversation. I practiced a ton, legitimately 7 hours a day, every day.
Whoa!
Every morning from 6:30 to 6:30. Woke up by 6:45. I was already practicing. 6:45
just for World Cup.
Just strictly kendama play, nothing else. Not exercising, not coordination.
Damn.
Only kendama, dude. Like in hindsight, too much.
That's intense, man. That's a lot.
Yeah. So it's 6:45 to 9:45. Come in, eat something, and if I didn't have work or whatever, it was just like, because especially over the summer, if I had a day off, I go back out there probably for like 1 to 3, go and eat, chill, blah, blah. And then I come and have a session like from 7 to 9, or if I was working, I got home, I'd do like 10 to 11 or 10 to 12, like every day, 7 hours, no matter what, like fit it in. Because in my mind, I thought just reps. That's how else you get better, just reps.
Yeah.
Got to actual Japan, man, boss, so hard, dude. Like, I was better off not practicing at all at that point. It was just maybe I overthought it or had done too many reps and had it landed it so many times I expected it, but not a great result. And then, of course, I'm bummed. Yeah, sorry.
Can I interject? Yeah. What do you think was the little bug on your shoulder that caused that?
The intimidation of the World Cup and just seeing like news cameras and
it's like building it up so much over all that time of practicing.
Yeah, that's now
before this moment.
It's like thinking it's this huge thing, and then I see all this stuff, and then convincing myself it is this huge thing.
Yeah,
but it's like, I think I probably just put a little too much pressure. Flash forward to next year.
Did you have some pressure from the two people who had to judge you in your little box? Who was your people?
Do
you remember?
Dude. 2018? No, I don't. I want to say it was a kid and like a older guy. I remember the next year I had Akimoto in 2019, but
nice.
2018 I don't specifically recall. It wasn't specific pressure like that. It was more just it was more just like I made a moment bigger, and it was like it was a good learning opportunity. The next year I'd come back and I would qualify and I would understand the situation better and just how to handle it. But I did it then. I left the World Cup bummed and disappointed myself. Not bummed. You can't be bummed in Japan. Anyone listening, you can't be. Maybe MJ because you live there. Maybe you can't be bummed in Japan. But when you're visiting, you can't be bummed. But I'm disappointed in my performance. We go to eat, and then like I just blow my qualifying shot, and Chad's like, dude, so like, let's get to talks about this pro model. I'm like, dude, you see my performance out there? Like, you really think a pro can do that? Blah blah blah. And then like I forgot why I was coming with this, so I just hear, oh, dude, if I have to convince you to get a pro model, oh my gosh, like you don't understand. And I was like, no, we're not about to do this right now, dude. Like we're not about to have this whole conversation. Sure enough, we sat in the back of this little ramen shop, and they convinced me because my thing was I was like, I need to win something. And maybe that's how I proved to myself, but I was like, that's how you prove to other people you're a pro worthy of a pro model. You've won. You've literally shown that you are professional at the highest level. You were better than everybody else in that moment. Yeah. So I was set on that. In hindsight, if I stuck to that, we'd have no mod. I'd probably be like, I'm glad they had that conversation with me. And they wanted to be. They convinced me to like, for all the other reasons, they're like, you should get a pro model, and it's more about what you've done for Seoul and the community, and it's not all about competition. As you can see, like the way I've been talking, like I love competing, and like I love it so much with kendama, but I think there's a lot of other things maybe I do without fully like consciousness, maybe just like personality or like just the drive and stuff behind it that will pays dividends, or people really have shown me love to. So I think they saw some of that, and they were like, we're gonna run your mod, man, like got to do it. So they convinced me, man. I did not want it at that time. I was like, wow, I did not want the pro model. I was like, I need to go win something. Chad's like, he's just too nice. Like, Chad's such a nice guy too. Like, I think anybody else would be like, no, you're doing this, and he's like really just nice about it. And like the conversation, they slowly were just like, come on, man, like you're just being
nudging you into it. Yeah.
I could just see Wyatt's face standing there just being like, am I going to have to fucking convince you? Like, that's just so funny.
And he did. He straight up, he sat down and just jabbed at me for like an hour. And I was like, okay, fine. We got a pro
I love that.
Dude. Like,
fuck yeah.
No, I love it. It was all out of love. It was real cool, man.
Were you wearing that shirt when you had that conversation, the flannel that's on your Dama?
No, dude, I've been sweating in Japan. Buddy.
I guess. Well, yeah.
No,
not in the wintertime.
But yeah, man, it was 2018. Came back, got samples running. Like,
hell yeah.
They convinced me, though. Those bastards.
Damn.
But hey, Was your Pro Mod not the first kendama that I think maybe the first one I saw that came with the super glued tip from the factory?
Oh, from factory.
Dude, I don't know full specs. I think I'd love to take credit for it. I don't know. I can't. I can't.
In my brain, it is the first one I ever saw, but I don't know for sure.
I did it because I glue all my spikes, and I was like, well,
yeah.
The whole idea is to make a mod that, like, this is Lyndon's mod. I don't play kendamas without glued spike. I don't want one to be sold that doesn't have a glued spike.
That's sick.
Yeah. I forgot about that little addition to it, man. Good memory, man. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. No, I always thought that was the cool thing, and it really. Not many people did that afterwards. I think you guys did that with your mod, and then there was maybe a couple others, and it like never really got picked up. Maybe they weren't using the right super glue. People weren't about it.
I'll just have to do it by hand the next time to make sure it's properly done.
Dude, hand super glue by Lyndon. I'd pay extra for that.
Every can that I'd charge like $20 more.
Oh shit!
No,
get that whole process done.
We'll do my next rod mods with you too, but we'll get them glued up. We'll fucking get you going.
I wouldn't mind doing that. If I have to do it by hand, I would do it for free. Make sure it's properly glued.
Damn. Well, for everybody who doesn't know the story, do you want to talk about that pro mod and why it is that flannel and
flannel?
What drove you to put your shirt on a Dama and
a flannel? Like, I mean, right now you look the part. It looks like you're gonna go chop down some trees, get burly, and
I know I didn't have any of this stuff back then. Dude, if you want the flannel fit, I'll give you the full exclusive truth here. This is a never before told truth bomb.
Nice.
I actually did a video breakdown where I exaggerated a little, like when my Pro Mod first came out, I almost like exaggerated a little bit, like just to kind of sell the mod a little bit. It was like the shirt for my grandpa, blah, blah, blah. And it was all very true. It's not as significant to me as I made it out to be. I really was like just messing around with Christian. We were just making like designs and stuff, in his house, just boop, boop, boop on the computer. Tap around, and like we were just messing around, and like I think
this is Christian Fraser. Everybody,
Christian Fraser. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Christian Fraser, who at the time had never designed kendama outside of like his own pro models, and was looking to get better at designing kendamas. And I was like, oh, cool opportunity. I'll help him out. You know what I mean? In hindsight, he's really helping me out.
Yeah,
we're just scheming. And he threw a little plaid thing on there, like on Photoshop. He just threw a little like red plaid photo off the internet, and
there it is.
We had this like slight mock-up. It wasn't fully warped or anything, but it didn't look great. And
I
was like, there might be something there, and we just left it. Like that was really like whatever it was. When we go back,
you had other ideas. So this wasn't like already you had in mind like this is what I'm gonna do when I get a pro mod.
No, not at all, dude. It was like all created after the pro mod is like supposed to be designed. It was like, all right, let's design something.
Yeah.
And I think I went to New York for a trip, and my timeline, like Chad's like, hey, I need this by September 30th or whatever. It's like, at this point, it's like September like 20th, and I've wasted like a month, which is like, like nothing clicked. And I finally realized, like, you're just like main things. You're overthinking this, dude. You're making a bigger deal. Japan 2018, like, you just take a chill pill.
Japan 2018.
I was really sad that I sat there, and I was like, all right. I looked at like the hoodie I was wearing. It was like red, green, and silver, and I was like, let's just wear those colors. And then I like sketched something up, took a picture, sent it to Christian, and I said, do this, this, and this, like literally exactly that. And so it just came to me, and I was, let's do this. It's simple. And then he was like asking me, he was showing me like flail colors, and then I got home my trip, looked at my closet from the shirt that my grandpa gave me, and I had a flannel I had like didn't realize that was the same colors I told Christian to make.
Oh shit!
So I was like, he's like racking his brain trying to create a flannel pattern on Photoshop himself. Like, he's like, this doesn't look authentic. This doesn't, and I have this.
Yeah, there's so many different types of flannel. Like if anyone looks at the different patterns, the textile of like of flannel, there can be so many different types of like lines going this way. How many lines cut across?
Yeah, man. More details one would think when it comes to garments. And long story short, you're right. He just like, I took a picture of the shirt, and he was like, we can actually just scan that, be way easier. Scanned it, looked sick. Rest is history. Like, just kind of worked from there. Sick. And then like we were, it was like a 70-30 Dama.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I was like,
Yeah.
73 Dama. And then I was like, man, this looks kind of basic. And I had these Adidas shoes that had like spikes on the stripe. And I was like, just make the stripe on the bottom, the spikes like on my shoes.
Yeah,
I hit a
That's
zigzag.
why I see.
And then I was like, and just make the top dot a little bit bigger so it would track better.
Mhm.
And like, that was, Dama's was still kind of simple back then to where this was like more of a newer design. Now I think, like, I don't know if it would, I don't know how it would hold up today. I still like to think it's pretty solid and clean.
I think it's
you know
still
what I
a
mean?
pretty cool design.
So
it's
it's like-
unique. It's definitely
Yeah,
unique.
yeah.
And it stands out just for that.
And it's recognizable. Like flannel's something
Yeah.
that everybody knows. So people see it and are
Yeah.
like, oh, flannel Dama's sick, right?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think so, man.
Now that I'm looking at it, I mentioned the super glue thing, but did you not also feature like the All-Star Bevel or some shit, I think it was called, for the
Yeah,
first time?
dude. The nerds did their research, dude.
Oh, I'm just looking at it now, but I'm remembering.
Yeah, man.
All-Star.
Straight up, it was the All-Star Bevel. Name
It was. I'm
name
right.
was
Hell yeah.
created super quick. Yeah, you're down money. I
Let's
thought we
go.
just needed, because we're not doing a new shape on my mod. The soul shape had already been out. We had released Kevin's pro model and other products and stuff. So I was like, I want something that'll stand out a little bit. So we put a base cup hole and a new bevel, because I figured a new bevel could kind of reinvent the kendama enough to where it'd play a little different. The spikes will be a little better. Stalls might hit a little more. It might feel a little more refreshed. And it was like, luckily, exactly that. Like that bevel, I think we just modded that like recently, like maybe 5 or 4 months ago. We just tweaked the All-Star bevel. That's what we've been
sick.
running this whole time. It wound up being a good bevel for us. And like,
Hell yeah.
I basically just told Chad, like Chad and I eyeballed some centimeter dimensions of going like deeper on the inner, wider certain places. We measured it with like strength. Like it was very just like, and we just worked out. And then we were in a coffee shop about to drop my mod. And he's like, what should we call this bevel? And we like thought for like 30 seconds, like All-Star. All right, cool. And Ryan Skagline was sitting there and he was like working for Kendama USA at the time. And he's like, looks up and he was just like, you just make a business decision like that in 30 seconds? So we're like, yeah, he's like, man, that's so sick. This is like right back to it.
Holy shit, that sounds like such a Skaggs moment.
Sick.
That's so great.
Dude, yeah, he was like, looked up, acknowledged. He's like,
Yeah.
that was cool. All right.
No double checking, no going
No,
in.
yes.
Got to ask the
Yeah.
executives or yeah.
Like
Here's the
everybody,
idea.
the boss
Yeah.
man is there, yeah.
Consult the shadowy board of figures.
Do they approve?
Yes. The board approves. All-Star Bevel shall be implemented on all
Yeah,
soul
yeah.
Damas.
How
That's
did
sick.
who made your gang sign?
Damon Kirchmeyer.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, did he
Okay.
like design it, or he like showed you, hey, if you do this, it's actually your name, your
Dude,
initials.
so I had the idea and I tried to make it myself for a little bit. And because the L was supposed to be like Grande.
I was going to say.
I was gonna put Grande, and so I was like trying to put a hand holding the L on there, and then I realized I was like, dude, I'm luckily have initials you can make with both your freaking hands.
Yeah.
Like you literally can do that pretty cleanly. It doesn't look
Hey,
terrible.
I'm an L.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I'm the L and the W, and I schemed around, couldn't figure it out.
yeah.
Then I hit up Damon, and he anytime you hit a professional artist, they'll make your stuff real clean for you, real quick too. So he did it even better than I could have imagined. And yeah, man, like then I have some people in Japan were doing. They would like tag me in photos where they're like holding up the LW signs. It's like,
Oh, what?
huh?
That's sick.
Yeah, but it was really just to hold up, my initials, and kind of luckily they turned into something cool, man.
Yeah, and the Grande squad.
The Grande squad, I should love the Grande always.
Dude, for those of people who maybe don't know, I've never heard of Grande. What is Grande? What
Yeah.
can you say about Grande?
Yeah. Is
Oh,
it just like
man.
a supersized, thing from McDonald's or Taco Bell?
One might think, dude, what Grande really is, it's more than a brotherhood. It's more than a family. It's more than a feeling. Grande is a collective union of kendama shredders that don't really give a fuck about anything besides kendama and spread love, being Grande. Grande in itself is literally an adjective, a verb, and a noun. Like that. It's just like it's a special thing, man. But something for the viewers to understand on. It's a group consisting of Sweets Kendama's legend Christian Fraser, former Kendama USA warehouse legend Charles Brager, aka craft kendama maker Ryan Flord, aka Chewbacca, legendary kendama maker, whose birthday is today, as we mentioned.
Hell yeah! Happy birthday, bud!
For those watching on Patreon, that says bed in the background.
Yeah, for those watching, this is literally Ryan's bed. We're in. In my setup, those are us four, and it started as a little joke. We're all Georgia Canal players. We all live in Georgia, so we're at a Georgia jam where they gave us free shirts for some storefront. They just saw us out there, like, "Hey, you want some shirts?" And Charles was like, "Yo, what size you want?" And I was like, "Hey, give me that grande. I need that grande." And like, Charles is the kind of dude where he hears something, he's gonna be like saying it back in funny tones and accents all day. So that's all he's doing all day is just saying, like, people are asking him stuff. He's like, "Yeah, like he's just saying grande. Oh, it's all grande." And like we kind of just goofed around with it. It wasn't anything besides just a joke. And then some YouTube contest came out. It might have been Kendama USA. There was like a group contest.
Kendama
like,
USA,
film with your homies.
The squad,
Squad. It was a squad contest. You give it your squad, film and edit. And Christian was like, "We should do one. We'll call ourselves, fuck it, we're the Grande Squad." And then like it's like all natural things that organically form. We just slowly added more members, low key, and just I guess it's like a running joke. Group, homies, brotherhood. Everyone is Grande, but like Grande is not for everyone. You know what I mean? Like,
I love that.
But yeah, so now just we're basically a bunch of old farts. Like Brian Skagline would come along and be the final piece that we needed in like 2017. But a bunch of old farts just talking about kendama, and they're all older than me too. So I let them just talk about the 90s, let them have their moment, and just shut up.
So is there an initiation kind of hazing like the COTK?
No, dude, no. Like we sound hardcore, dude, but there's no hazing, man. Like it.
Does like Chewbacca make you have like you got to watch a few movies?
Yeah.
Yes, actually. You gotta watch a couple movies at Ryan's house before you get to meet Grande, and he picks them. Yeah.
That's a small price to pay.
No, yeah, it is a small price. It's a small price for a lifetime of rewards. But I love the Grande dudes are my boys, and
that's sick.
Yeah, we got a cool friendship. You know, it's a cool dynamic. Ryan works in Kendama USA. Christian, Sweet's OG, like, and I got on Soul, and Soul became bigger. And like it's, you know, Charles doesn't play Kendama as much. Just pulled up the ATLO last weekend, got third place in the advanced division. So like he's no slouch. That boy was
hell yeah.
We would all hang out playing, like we were all playing. You know, it was fun times.
Oh yeah.
And Brian is Brian. You know what I mean? Like Brian is the man. I've never met somebody ever meet Brian Skagline and say they don't like him. Never.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. Gotta love Skag.
He is, man. He is. Yeah. That's Grande the show.
That's dope.
Yeah. And especially like you know, going back to how you're saying one of your most influential edits, WKT, that's like it was about the crew. Of course, there was the shots, there was the tricks, but one aspect of it that was so strong was like the team and hanging out with each other. You know, there wasn't just bangers. There was just I can't even say it, cinematic, beautiful shots. There was, hey, eating too much pesto in the mouth, or you know, almost breaking lights or something. And
dude,
having like that crew with you is so important. And we've talked about plenty times in Nerds episodes, but like Lyndon, who was someone that you definitely want to like show respect to, who helped you back in the day, maybe who isn't playing anymore necessarily, but someone that helped you and you really is thankful for?
Man, probably, I mean, it's like through the removed hands, like so many players, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you Colin, for like to spread so much kendama, like you gotta assume that somehow you found it through him, or it'll all tie back to it'll all tie back to Jeremy Stevenson somehow. But I guess a few people come to mind. The boring ones people have already talked about, but for sure Christian Frazier. He actually took the time. I didn't know him like that when I was going for the Soul contest. I think he really showed love to me, and he hit up Chad. I think he spoke highly of me to Chad when Chad did not know who I was. He knew everybody else that he added to the team besides me, so I was the only person he hadn't met. And I truly believe Christian's like exchange with him really helped like Chad have a look at, give me a chance, probably like actually be like, you know what, if Christian said this, I'll look at this kid. Otherwise it probably been like
it's a good referral.
So I think that was it's something like a huge blessing. Christian helped me a lot, just learn about things. Jake Fisher.
Yes.
He might be known for some
little
things you
fish.
shouldn't be thinking for. Little fish dude.
He's in the kendama scene for a reason, though, man.
He's in the kendama scene for a reason, man.
Not just the parties.
My first time ever, like I said, my first competition was MKO 2015. MKO would go on to beat what we know now as NAKO or NAKO. Look at that, dude. I landed at the airport. I had never even been on a plane or like flown before. Prior to that, that was my first time doing it. I didn't travel. And so when I landed, I like didn't really even know like I was hopping on a shuttle. Like I know it seems simple, but like for someone that never hopped on a plane before, I was like having a tough time kind of finding the shuttles.
Yeah.
I knew who Jake Fisher was, never talked to him, and I heard someone just scream, "Lyndon!" And like Jake Fisher with his Kenko hoodie. At the time, Jake Fisher is like arguably top 5 kendama players in the world right there. Like 2015, I don't know, like who's going to beat him in freestyle? Not many people. Bonds.
Yeah.
Like, and it's going to be a 50-50 chance.
I was going to say, they're going to be
at that time, Fish was on it. And he just pulled up. He's like, "Yo, what's up, dude? Dap me up." And like I think he like without even like saying it, he just like guided me to the shuttles. And like now in hindsight, I think Chad had like told him, "Hey, if you see Lyndon, like help him out." So he wound up like help me find Chad. And like he just really like he just showed me a little bit of like you gotta learn how to navigate yourself a little bit. You know what I mean? Like you're on these trips, you can't like you gotta learn how to just think for yourself a little bit. You're not at home anymore. You can't be a little mama's boy kind of thing. And
you got to be a bit of an adult.
Yeah,
man.
He's also just a good dude. We homied out, but I gotta show love, mad love, Jake Fisher, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to think, man. There's probably a couple of people that like play crucial roles that Oh, dude, this one is more personal. It's for sure my boy Brandon Pope, my OG dog Brandon Pope. Before any of this, he was my actual like grinder, my homie that I played kendama with.
Possibly in your old edit?
Old edits, before I was sponsored.
Yeah.
He was like, we would go back and forth games with Ken. He'd beat me, I'd beat him. We played hours on hours on hours. Like he was his goal was to get sponsored too. We had the same dream. It was like, I got very lucky, got the result. This is the only difference. He didn't get the result. He was just as skilled, as capable. Yeah. I'm no more qualified than he was, but I got to show mad love to Brandon Pope. If anybody out there wants to go check out his OG edits, he's a shredder, dude. Like, he's definitely the reason I stuck with it long enough to get on Soul. He was the other constant motivator of just, like, his man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I
that's what I'm talking about. Because there's those people who help you keep the fire burning and keep your motivation up, even if they're not in it anymore. I think everyone has a handful of players who helped them at the beginning, maybe even showed you the game, and seshed with you every week or something, or they were the person to call up to hang out. They were always down to play some Dama. And that's like, those are the people who are, I think most kendama player should be like really thankful, like reflect on sometimes to be like, yo, just even hit him up, be like, yo, dude, like, what's up? We have been talking, but how you doing? How's shit going? Thank you for showing me this cup and ball Millhouse game.
Millhouse game.
Nice. I've never heard that one. But yeah, no, I should have hit up Brandon. He's doing well. He got engaged recently.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and good for the guy. But yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Everyone's got those people that early on, like, maybe they give you a kendama, or they introduce you to someone or take you to a jam, and you're just suddenly like, wow, I didn't realize that was the moment where, like, I really stuck around. Here's the moment where you really float.
Yeah.
That's it.
You never know until the moment's over how impactful that moment will become.
Wisdom right there, brother.
There's other impacts that have left us, for
nice
better
segue.
or for
I was
worse.
looking for one.
Lyndon, you had some shit happen to you. Possibly, I'm not sure when this happened exactly. 2019, maybe. You can correct me. But you were on a bit of a kendama hiatus on your way to rehabilitation, recovering yourself.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
First vertebrae dislocation. I'm not sure about the whole story, but for people who are playing kendama, it's as much as we do. It's like it's almost as close to breathing. You want to do it all the time as much as you can. And it sounds like with this injury that you had to put it down for a while. What happened?
Yeah.
What was it all like?
Dude, no, absolutely. I got into a car accident when I was about like 16 on the highway going at a fast speed. And didn't go to a chiropractor or anything at the time, so I felt fine. I was like a young kid, you know what I mean? There's no
made out of rubber,
serious injuries.
Exactly.
No serious injuries. I rear-ended somebody, and like airbags didn't go off or anything. Like I was like, okay, I think you're fine. In hindsight, in that moment, I tweaked my first vertebrae. And over time, especially with lots of kendama repetition, like I was not doing the most exercise and shit like that, my body. It basically would wind up like compressing one side, the back of my neck, kind of like my brainstem area. And I become real dependent on my right side. And it would just kind of give me a little knee problem on this left knee. And basically just a lot of muscle imbalances, but slowly over time to where like a lot of stuff starts, I felt like it would stop working. Like to the point where I was like, oh, there's no way all these things could be hurting and wrong, but it's like, oh, you got a neck problem kind of thing. So yeah, I took some time off. I think 2019 is when I would really start to feel that. I like get back from so I told you how I practiced a bunch for 2018 World Cup, like the hours a day. The irony of me coming back the next year, my knee was already hurting like so bad that I couldn't even really like practice to qualify. I already like got my flights and stuff booked. And like 2 or 3 weeks after that, my knee started hurting so badly. That was like the first real like pain that was like stopping me from playing kendama ever. 2019, end of April, beginning of May. So like I didn't even practice really for the World Cup that summer. Like 3 sessions. I had 3 sessions. Got to the World Cup. Granted, I did sit a lot of fireball before competing, but I qualified with the whole run, qualied, and then pieced together a decent final run. And I get back and it would kind of like ramp up quicker. They're like suddenly like there's my lower back, then my left knee, and then like, I'm at all these doctors. There's like not telling like, oh, scan looks good, blah blah. And I took a lot of time to figure it out. See some chiropractors, some specialists, get some upper backs. Like when I finally got an X-ray up there, they're like, dude, there you go, first vertebrae dislocated.
Yeah,
that's gonna be throwing a lot. And so like it basically would start the process of like getting some adjustments, beginning exercises and some slight rehab stuff. And I was good on it, dip off on it. But kendama is not a picture, man. It's frustrating too. I guess I'm not just. I was like, I went from playing kendama every day from the time I picked it up. That's all I knew. Like literally, I never took a day off. I'm sure most kendama players are that way. Like never took a single day off until that moment. And then I took a lot of time off, and that would really, it would throw me, dude. It would felt like because then COVID would kind of hit towards the end of that, like it's just like 2019 winter-ish era that would lead into COVID when like events stopped too. I really was playing less kendama than ever. My body was kind of hurting. I just felt like the game was like passing me by. I was also letting it. Like it was a weird. I was doing some overthinking and just exactly. It was like a tough It's like, what can I love about kendama if I'm not playing it? Because it's kind of tough, dude, to like love kendama if you're not freely sessioning the way you want. And it really was an awesome opportunity to learn though about a lot of stuff, man.
During that downtime when you were unable to play, were you still like up on the culture? Were you still like watching all the edits and like just in it like online and shit?
Yeah, I stay on IG. I'm like, I was definitely more active on IG at that point, and like I was watching all the clips, kind of just keep tabs and see what's up. And yeah, it was cool, but it would just be frustrating to like film for a team editor, like request clips and like go to a competition where I know I'm not even confident in my skills because I know I'm playing or practicing. So like my confidence is low. The chances of winning with low confidence, that's not helping you out there. So
no,
I would pick it, and like I'd see my teammates. It was like a weird spot because I loved my teammates were killing it, and that almost made me feel like I was full like I'm not killing it as well, which means I'm like more of a weak link on the team. Yeah, because that's how I feel like you're only as strong as whoever's like your weakest link. And so I see everybody do this, posting videos, winning comps, hosting events, just playing lots of kendama, lots of tricks, and I was just like, I don't know, I felt like I was kind of like just falling back, man. But in hindsight, shows there's a lot to kendama. You can contribute a lot of different ways. You can like design things, you can set things up, you can host jams, you can, it took me back to like, it actually helped me put less emphasis on competition as a whole, because I realized at that point that's like where my mind was. I can't compete well.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be a good pro kendama player. I can't compete.
Yeah,
what can I do? How can I do anything? And then that was like a cool, like, I don't know, I personally I believe in God, so I feel like that was almost like a sign. Like at that moment, it's like you've been focused on the wrong side of this blessing, brother. Like, it's not so serious.
Back to the roots.
It's good you have some kendama fire, but like let's get back to what you got started on. Because did you start competing? No, you were filming edits. You were doing this and that, and so like, man, it helped me like find this new way where I just started spreading, because that's what was really easiest when my body was hurting, was just giving people new kendamas, giving people on. I gave it doing like Greyhound bust Sulab, like like a blue, like a Soul Lab, like one of the collabs that like I didn't realize that there was gonna be like crazy fire damas like that. I just thought they were, I want to give kendamas to everybody. That's how I was contributing at that time.
Hell yeah.
And so like it was a good learning, growing opportunity. That's like 2019 to 2020, almost into 2021, dude. I feel like it was a good bit for my knee. I think for some reason my knee is what really bothered me the most, even though it all stemmed from my back. It's just shit, like my hips and stuff. My knee was the one that like, dude,
whatever nerve was connected.
I didn't want to play kendama, put it down.
Yeah,
I think it's like you were saying that like you're compensating on one side, right? So you're putting weight on, like, knees are really like linear. If you put any like lateral pressure, they get hurt easy, right?
Yes.
So it kind of makes sense. So
yeah, man.
After that injury, like during your like, did you have like a rehabilitation process, or was it just like did you have like some kind of surgery, or just over time, like
still
slow
pinched?
Chiropractic, like?
So for this back itself, it was like I started seeing what's called an upper cervical specialist. He's basically a chiropractor, but only your upper cervical area, which is like the top of your neck. And he would do like some custom adjustments, which, dude, they were crazy. They definitely like, it's like the ones where you see where your neck is like all the way, just turned all the way, completely crazy. Like you're like, he's like, all right, I'm about to push, and you're like, dude, I feel like you're gonna break my neck.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, 3, 2. But it was like 3 of those a week for 6 months, like a lot. It's like heavy adjustments.
Yeah.
It was a weight, and then they weigh you. You do gradual exercises.
Yeah.
There's no actual back surgery. A little cleanup on the knee. I thought my knee was a problem, and I got like, I went and saw this doctor who, he basically had told me that like arthroscopic surgery on my knee would have been, it was like, cure it all, and it definitely didn't. I needed to go like do some more research and find out that it was from the back. But I mean, nothing major. Like, I'm still feeling good, feeling better than I ever have before right now. So like I'm up and up overall. But I was doing knees over toes guy, the Zach Gallagher stuff.
Yeah.
I found him in like 2019, 2020, and like I was getting some real beneficial stuff from his exercises. I'd advise all kendama players. If you see Zach Gallagher posting his stuff, if you see knees over toes guys, dude, just because of how much bending you do and you don't realize with staggered hips.
Oh yeah.
The listener, even if you play just an hour a day, or even if you don't even play every day, but you play like that knees over toes stuff is good universal mobility for the way we live as modern humans. It's really good for getting that reverse motion and walking backwards. It really does get some things loosened up in your hamstrings, back in the knees, areas you're not constantly like moving on. It helped me out. That helped me out a lot.
Interesting.
That's
and
sick.
I think, a lot of people, especially in kendama, some people have like back issue, like lower back or knee issues as well for session too long. So it's a good
We're in that early, we're in like where the NBA was in like the 60s and 70s, where like people are playing, and then like later on in life, because they were playing in like flat Converse with no like support, they had like all these problems. Like kendama is still very much, not that that's gonna like so fully happen, but like there hasn't been enough high level competitive kendama play where pro players are putting in like hours and hours a day that like the Bonzes and the Ben Harolds and all these dudes are, to see what the effects are 30 years down the line. Like it just hasn't been done enough to see that yet. We're gonna longevity be that first wave. Yeah, and I think we're at a point now where some players can actually feel it. Like, and I think kendama, playing so much kendama, definitely made me feel my body a little quicker. The imbalances have started to develop a little quicker. And then, but it gives you the awareness to correct it, kind of. You know what I mean? I think totally. Like, I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see, because if we want the sport to grow, it's just like kind of what kendama fit was doing a little bit. Like we can implement like corrective exercises, or like if you think about how often you have your lead foot one way and you're squatting, maybe you just give yourself like 30 reps with that opposite foot leading, and you can just like just give yourself some, give some extra movement, just little stuff like we'll think about as we do it more, because
or do some lefty tricks or some switch tricks and like try.
Edwin's
I was just
going
to say, we're all going to be old and crippled. Whoa. Edwin's going to be playing with both hands, laughing at us, knitting with it.
No, he like legit, Edwin, when I talked to him in Vancouver at Van Jam, he legit, his mindset for doing it is almost to correct his body. Like we have these newer kendama players, not that he's new, but like a newer wave where they can have this mindset of like, let me like actually be proactive. And he spends a good amount of time every day stretching. Like pure stretching, which I know Rod doesn't think too about stretching.
I like to stay limber,
But everyone will do like a certain amount of shit lefty now, because he's like, oh, it's a new trick. It's like you're playing a new game, but he also knows every rep is like balancing him out from all the times you're doing. Like, cause think about how often you just like go into a mindless kendama stance.
Oh, dude,
you don't even think about how your body's positioned sometimes, you're just like, where's the hole? Like, you're just trying to get your trick.
Dude, if you had like a Ken flip counter on each hand, what do you think the numbers would be? Be like, my right hand has got to be, like even without like, just like sitting here, just flipping a Ken, like how often you just sit here when you're talking and just like flip your Ken, like without looking at it. Like I must be in the millions. I must be with my right hand. With my left hand, I would guess maybe the thousands, not even like 10,000s. I don't think.
Yeah. And maybe, it's cool that Edwin's like doing that and like putting it in the forefront, because I think like most kendama players, we won't really think about that. It's not.
No.
It's not so much of like if you're skateboarding, it's like, okay, you're doing this, switch. Yeah, okay, because that is the style of trick. It was something I remember that hit me when I really saw it was like early TJ. He was implementing that a lot in his edits, and that was something that wasn't being done so much. And I remember when I was talking with Akimoto back in the day and talking about his Dan rankings or whatever, and he's like, oh yes, I'm like whatever, 4th Dan, 5th Dan here, and then I'm like first Dan with my left hand. I was like, with your left hand?
Yeah, isn't that
it
sick?
Didn't even like hit me
that
he's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking Dan rank in individual hands.
Yeah, why not though?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a really cool approach, actually.
Yeah, I like that.
But that was not what I was gonna say. Is that something when I started getting really deep into juggling, That was something I really noticed. And I like that about juggling, is that you have to use both hands. It's very equal. You know, even if there's a pattern that you're throwing like a little uneven, you're throwing different on either side, it's still, you're using both hands, right? And that's something that I always enjoyed with juggling versus kendama, where after juggling so much, going back to kendama, I'm kind of like, I feel very one-sided, and it's like almost like, oh, like poor little guy over here, so you can left out, he just wants to play.
So you can hold that Minnesota water.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that is a permanent Minnesota water holder,
right? Yeah, opposite hand.
That's how else am I supposed to play kendama?
Come on,
like this, bro. So
exactly,
Lyndon Mod in one hand and my Minnesota water in the other. Ready to shred.
And you're back in it, Lyndon. So where do you give most of that the praise for coming back into it so strong? Is it the beard powers? I've heard about this.
Dude, no, all praise goes to God for sure. First off, blessed that I was able to start exercising a little more, and the body was able to start feeling better. Like, it's just patient and stuck with certain movements. Yeah. Even though like maybe they're uncomfortable in the gym for a couple months, but like after a couple months they're less comfortable, and suddenly you're not in as much discomfort, you know what I mean? So like that, my soul teammates, dude, like Chad, oh my gosh, Chad is the most amazing sponsor ever. Soul Kendama as a whole. I don't think he ever pressured me once, like, to do anything. He was always just like, what you need, man? Like, how you feeling? He was, I think if I was on a different company, maybe I could have been looking at like, I don't know, like a demotion or something, because I was inactive as a pro. You know what I mean? Like, I was really, and he was always like, oh, I was inactive thing. He was really cool about it. Just kept my spirits up. My teammates were always dope.
Hell yeah.
It was really easy. There's a lot of reasons to like want to, and I love kendama the other day too. Like I just love kendama. It's brought so much to my life. I'm never gonna stop playing, and I think that was the thing. Like, I can't imagine my life without it. So like, when we figure out how to get it back into my life, like I can't even think forward until I got it back. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely,
it didn't feel right without it. You know, so sometimes you just got to slow down and just
stop and smell the roses, and remember, go back to the roots.
Yeah, exactly. Go back to the roots.
Catch a couple cups.
Yeah.
Flow a little bit. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Maybe go back and pick up an Ozora and fucking do a couple lunars. Remember what you had to work for. Or what if you never played one, maybe you want to revisit and see. It's kind of like a museum tour, you know? You just go back to the old, it's a time machine. You go back in time, pick up an Ozora or a TK and try and do a lunar flip on one of those. And you're like, oh, what? And then go watch some old school edits and see what people are doing. Then you have a little more respect for it.
Yeah. That's definitely the good combo to get that perspective in there.
That's it.
So Soul has made, I don't think any other kendama brand, or maybe, Sweets did it once, adding fabric, not real fabric, but the pattern. You got your flannel mod. There was the Find Your Wings collab where they had some denim.
The denim,
in there. Are we going to see another fabric kind of mod in the horizon?
Run some like corduroy or like
corduroy would be sick.
Yeah, some gingham or something. That'd be cool, dude. What's up? I hope, man. Not that I've heard of, unless you got some intel I doubt. But
nah, dude, come on. I'm talking about another mod. It's really cool that Soul does the vibes, and that has really awesome connection. To be like, hey, what do you want? Like, asking each of the team members, doesn't matter if they're pro or not. They can have something that they call their own and rep with more passion, I feel. So that's really cool. But dude,
Yeah, maybe they got a polyester vibe coming up.
No, I got you.
Little paisley.
Yeah, there we go.
It's not following the pattern theme, but there's something's cooking in the oven.
Oh,
something. Yeah, a new Dama on the horizon. Want to make sure it's well timed. I want to make sure I'm playing good high level kendama that a professional should be. At least how I think a professional should be carrying themselves. So I'm gonna spend these next couple months just like, grinding. Low-key, I know it sounds cheesy. I'm really just be trying to get the kendama game back up, get a lot of the tricks that used to be redialed, and dial in again.
So
fucking upgraded from that old Motorola.
I upgraded, got the new phone, and
New phone, new Dama.
Yeah, exactly. New,
new.
You don't even need that dial tone anymore.
2-up. No, I don't. 2-up shape. There's a lot of new. It's a good refresh for me right now, dude. Like a lot of good stuff going on, and like, I don't know. I'm excited on it. It's kind of what you're saying. Like, I will every once in a while. I'll go back. I'll play the Zora. I'll do a lunar flip on it. Remind myself of what I started on, because there's moments where I'm like, look at some tricks I got posted. I'm like, what? I consider myself a good kendama player or pro, whatever. Like, this kid is landing. I couldn't do that with 3. He's doing like 5, or he's doing 6, or whatever it is. Like, then I'll go and I'll pick up what I started on, get a feel for it. You know what I mean? Like, then play this and be like, all right, things have changed, and I'm just keeping with it. And this is my new challenge. Just like, this is how kendama has changed. Like, I'm gonna keep with it, keep growing with it. It's a good growing factor. You know what I mean? Like, I got complacent for a little bit, but now I think with this 2-up shape. I don't know. Yeah, it's like a nice little feel new tricks coming in my brain, new concepts, certain things feel easier. Like, it's
fresh energy.
Yeah, I think we were playing the same shape from 2019 till now, so we were getting a little like, not there was a great shape, but like there's only so much more I think we could innovate and tricks we could land that we hadn't landed already.
Yeah, well, it's been proven that the kendama itself evolving also leads to the tricks evolving, right? So it's just natural progression for that to change, even if it is just like pan still.
Oh my God,
exactly.
The shit. Get out of here.
Try that on a Zora, dude. Like,
dude, good.
It's awesome, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I want to get better at the pan stills and all the re-pinches and re-goons and.
I'll take the regular goon and pitch, never mind the re-goon and everything. Hell yeah, man. The kendama game is at a level that I would never have foreseen back in the day. Like, it's insane to think about. If you can go back to young Lyndon in junior high, top of his game in the school, the big dog on campus, tell him one thing about kendama, what would you tell him? Don't worry, the sticky paint's coming.
Man, and about kendama, I'll just say, dude, I really don't think.
Don't overthink 2018 World Cup.
Actually, that would actually the one thing. Like, hey, 2018 World Cup, don't
chill,
sweat
dude,
it.
chill.
It's not as intense as it.
Yeah, you don't need 7 hours a day.
It's not a big deal. I don't think I would tell him a single thing, man.
Hell yeah.
I think the way my kendama journey has gone is as perfect and as much as I could have asked for, man. Like, in hindsight, just how things have been structured and what I've gotten, man.
I like that.
So blessed, so thankful. It's been beautiful, you know. I mean, the things I've gone through meant to teach me the things and like finding relevancy in certain roles and helping out with new people get on the team and having my time as like Soul, like the opportunity Soul gave me, just everything everything kendama gave me, just getting on the company that Soul was at that time and being there for the whole journey and having a moment as a young kid. Now suddenly you're an OG, but you're like 22, 23, 24, but you got Tom Pattinson and like all these kids that are now those are the young guys. It's like, oh man, I couldn't have asked to be in a better spot. I couldn't have asked for a better team. Couldn't have asked to. I guess as long as Little Lyndon sticks with it, dude, that's all he needs to do.
Hell yeah,
to stay with kendama, like the blessings will come with it, man.
Hell yeah, you got to go back into disguise and give your young self a high five. That's it. Just walk by in the hallway, just be
like, hey dude, hey dude, that's pretty
killing
cool.
It, dude.
You're pretty good.
Or is that going to create like the flux that destroys all space-time fabric? I don't know.
Don't touch. Yeah, no. Don't say anything.
The second you touch, it's like, wait, what? Now I'm playing for sweets. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, how did this happen?
You like fast forward with a green shirt instead of the yellow. And you're like,
what?
Hey, what the fuck? Why does my shirt only say sweat instead of soap?
It's so fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
This has been a good little session to the origin stories of Lyndon Whalen. It's been good.
Yeah.
Dude, truly,
have-
man, I appreciate it.
Dude, yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming out.
Always, yeah.
Do you have any more fun stories or like special moments that you'd like to share? Anything that comes to mind that we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah, I guess it's only like, it just depends how explicit we want to get, like how.
Oh, hey, but if you got another friend to talk about, we can talk about it. That's fine.
I do have a couple more friends. Yeah, one friend, he's wound up on some psychedelics in Japan, and I don't know if that friend wants to come talk.
Let him talk.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to him.
That was a good time. Dude, it's like, I'm just trying to think. Most of my stories might just be like tattling on some of the homies, but like, I think so. Some of the epic.
I mean, you don't have to use
sessions
names
and-
if you don't want to.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. It's a good call. Like some of the early MKO hotel room sessions, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's like 2017, like with the 18, there was the presidential suite at the top that only like suites players got to stay at.
I was
Oh.
there.
You know, what I mean,
I
like
was up in there. Yeah.
it's like their
I
card.
remember.
Their card. You get to the elevator and it's like 12 buttons. And then if
Uh-huh.
you scan your card, it takes you to the 13th floor or something like that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So like, I'll go up there and like, some of them after cop, they're rowdy. I go into the little break room to get some M&Ms and some cereal, and one dog is on this table surfing. Like it's a round table, and he's just pretending to surf, just eats shit. Like the table just falls out underneath. And then the other one is playing Dama beer bottle at J-stick. Super chill. Everybody does that, except his beer is full. He's just not even an empty beer bottle. He just like does a J-stick and just splashes it everywhere.
I think I remember
Doesn't
that.
catch the J-stick either. And I'm just like, this is unreal. Like,
Oh, wasn't
homies
that?
are going crazy.
I just had a total flashback to being in that room and standing there and hearing this big boom, and there was some dude just straight up passed out.
dude.
Yeah, and you remember that dude just straight hit the ground like a sack of potatoes,
Oh man.
and he
Dude,
just
yeah.
like overwhelmed by the substance. I guess I don't know what it was. Didn't drink enough
Whoa.
water. Just body needed a moment to just quick reset, you know. And yeah, it kind of scared the shit out of everybody. He was an eye in the end. I don't even remember who it was, but I
Yeah,
remember
dude.
that. I was definitely in that room.
That one got
MKO.
rowdy. That one got rowdy.
Yeah. That's like old school. We were talking about Dama Fest 13. That's like old Space Lab vibes. Man. There's a.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you were probably too young to be in that room, though, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just because I was just more of a.
Yeah. That's
I was
fair.
a 9 to 5er. I was just there for the session.
Nice to find- yeah. Gotta go home and sesh some more.
Yeah, I wasn't there after hours. I had to get out.
There's a fucking video somewhere of that Space Lab, man, where I don't even remember the whole thing. We had a keg of beer and people were just talking about the magic carpet. What? And there's Eric Martin has a full beer and he just dumps the whole thing on the carpet. The magic carpet makes the beer disappear. It was fucking insane. And we did so much stupid shit in it. Like, I mean, that's every event, but that one just came to mind for some reason. Old school
That one in
vibes.
particular. Was,
Yeah.
yeah. God, dude, Eric's the legend. What a
Yeah.
guy.
Love
Yeah.
that, dude. Shout out Rick.
Shout
Big
out, Rick.
Ricky. Yeah, good shit in Japan and all that stuff, all the NKO
Everything.
events,
Yeah.
all those things, man. Sometimes we get
Yeah,
rowdy. Sometimes we
Yeah,
get a
it
little too
happens.
rowdy. There's been a
There's
few of
rowdy.
us who have made some poor decisions that are some of which I respect, some of which the other people did not respect, and so we're not allowed at some hostels and yada
Hotels,
yada.
yeah.
But that's such as
Dude, things
as
can
far
get
as like rowdy
yeah.
people and shit, I think we do all right. I know rowdier people than kendama people, that's for sure.
Oh no, I agree. And with all the rowdy moments, there's definitely always the beautiful ones. Like I'll never forget. I was in Las Vegas when Kelvin Wong got invited to be pro on Seoul.
Oh
And, like,
yeah.
if you've ever met Kelvin, like, well, from the start, like he was ambitious and he really wanted it. He was so driven, and it was a goal for him. So like seeing all that hard work pay off and him get invited in front of most of the team, like, dude, that was such a like. Oh, that would have brought you to tears, man. Like it was so beautiful. Like little moments like that.
I bet, yeah.
Meeting dudes on the team. It's more just like, yeah, meeting people in Kendama, not even just Seoul, just like meeting people. Ben Bryan, you know what I mean? Like these Kendama players that like, they're younger than you, but you can just see how hungry they are and like they're so good.
Dude,
And
yeah.
then you can see them have their little breakout moments, like Ben popped off in Vancouver.
Oh my god,
freestyle.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Jeez.
you're just like, yeah, I almost like you can almost kind of you can almost see things they can't yet, if that makes sense. Like you can almost be like, buddy, that was your little taste of it, and that's what's gonna come. Like that's not just a little one-off moment. That's gonna be
you better get used to that.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So it's cool to see them like get comfortable. I even saw with Alex, like when I first was teammates with Alex, he was more quiet, and now like Alex is one of the greatest Kenal players of all time. Like
absolutely.
He's like grown up, he's gotten comfortable. So like I really appreciate those moments. Getting to see the growth and the friendships, and there's so many friends I can't even mention on here just that I've just met that like next time I see them they're crushing it, they're laying crazy tricks. So I was like they're just progressing, you know, like sticking with it. It's like it's awesome to see.
Yeah. You gotta love it. The steady grind just man.
But it is. That's what we do. We don't give up. We keep it going.
Steady
and those
grind,
are like
baby.
the true,
Don't give up.
like kendama players. They keep it going, and we continue. Don't let nothing get in our way.
Never.
Whether
nothing's gonna stand in our way. Not tonight.
Injuries. We keep going.
Nothing.
Yo, that's got to be the jam track on this episode. There's nothing's gonna stand in our way. It's off the Transformers soundtrack, 1986, baby. Little
the original,
tangent.
baby.
That soundtrack fucking slaps. If you like 80s like hard rock metal-y kind of shit, that's what's up. But anyways, I digress.
Episode 63.
Episode 63.
Damanerds, Lyndon Whalen, Soul Pro. Dude, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Man, thank you guys for having me, man.
Sharing a lot of great stories. Like you said, you have a very interesting look of being on the cusp from the OG days to the new school and see what's happening now. So it's really nice to go in, hear some of the stories from the past, and hey, hear some of the things that we can look forward to in the near future.
Dude, I can't thank you guys enough for having me. MJ, Rod, my boys, awesome podcast. Appreciate all the work you do for this podcast. Really, it's like Kendama needs more of it. So I'm honored to be on it, but I'm always honored just to listen to the episodes too, because like it's cool to have this kind of stuff made. And as far as Kendama stuff, man, like 24 years old, I've been playing for over 10 years, so I've seen some stuff and I've done some stuff, but I'm not done yet. There's more in Kendama I want to do, more I'd like to prove to myself. And yeah, man, I'm really excited for the future, and I'm excited to see everybody about the work. More importantly, you know what I mean?
Boom. Hell yeah,
love my Kendama fam.
That's what's up, dude. That's crazy. When I was your age, I had been playing for like a year,
dude. Isn't that? It's like, and like, what about when like Yasu's 24? Like, how long will he have been playing?
Dude, I can't wait, man.
Right.
It's gonna be crazy to see those kids grow up.
The levels of it, you know.
I love it, man. It's like you were saying, just watch people like all these little kids that we like got to know as little kids, and now they're growing up. And then
exactly.
Like at World Cup this year, I got picked up by Nobunori in a car to go to a club to his homie's underground rap show in Hiroshima. And go drink with them. I was like,
what? Screwed my head up. You know what? Screwed my head up.
Those little kids.
20 years old now. This kid's old enough to do this. What the fuck? Was so.
And we see, little 10-year-old kids getting into it now, seeing Takuya as and saying, oh, that's what kendama is. Okay, let me start it.
Exactly.
I mean, shit, Lyndon, you're one of them, man. Look at you. You're killing it.
Hey, I appreciate you, dude. Kind words coming from me, man.
Hell yeah, I appreciate you.
Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate everyone who has been hanging out, sticking, with us 2 hours, hanging out in this making this nerd ball. If you want to support,
nerding out,
hang out, get nerdier. Kendertainment. We got a Patreon over there. You can support directly to the nerds. Everything that we do here. It would be amazing. Thank you for everyone who is already subscribed, who is supporting. Amazing to have you on. You get these videos. There's other stuff that you can check out, see what it's about. If you're thinking about it, hey, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm. It's not bad. You even get to ask questions ahead of time. If we have something scheduled, we'll throw stuff in. You can get specific little questions.
Yep.
And do we get any questions for Lyndon this time?
Sadly, no. Not many people were jumping on.
I have a question that I forgot to ask anyway, so I'm gonna fill this little slot here. So, Lyndon, I know you play a lot of disc golf, and I know you have played with Matt Sweets. a few times, a handful
I
of
have.
times.
I have.
You and Sweets go head to head. You go right now. Your home course, his home course, whatever. $100, whatever. $1,000 on the line, whatever. Whatever you want, whatever motivation you need. Who's gonna win? Who's got you? You think you got Sweets?
Dude, I got sweets even if there's not money on the line, dude. What you mean?
That's what I wanted to hear. Okay, cool.
You tell that old man he can get any day of the week except Sundays. I got church.
Oh man.
Well, Sweets, I hope you heard that, bud. You better hit your butt up.
I love sweets,
sesh.
dude.
Oh, you gotta love Sweets. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
But,
Hell yeah. Good
hey.
sesh. Episode 63.
6-3.
So there you
Real.
go, Patreon. So you could ask silly questions like I just did. If you all it takes is a little bit, you hop in there and then you can do the thing and see the things, and we'll see what other things come about. But anyways, until then, these nerds will be here. Thanks again, Lyndon, for coming to spend some time with us and dive deep into the origin stories and all that goodness. And
appreciate you,
on
homie.
that note, I think these nerds are out.